I dreamed I was a god.
There. Hey, we're live.
Yay! Do you
Probably.
Yeah.
And
I've got hooray!
do we have any announcement or anything for the thing we have? I guess we do a somewhat big announcement is that we are launching a second YouTube channel, which at some point tonight, if not now, there will be a link to in the doobly-doo. And we are doing that for a couple of reasons. One is that there's now a flood of content, mostly all related to the chain, on the Matt Colville YouTube channel. People who are just there for running the game are starting to feel like, holy crap, how do I ignore all of these alerts? But also because since the Matt Colville channel is my personal channel, no one who works here can do any admin on it. So no one here can do things like, oh, we want to put nice thumbnails in, or, oh, we want to moderate comments just to make my life a little bit easier. And if we switched it to a brand channel, so if they could do that, it would delete all my comments that I've made for the past 3 years on every video. And yes, we talked to our YouTube partner manager, and they said, you're correct. So we are starting a second channel. The second channel is going to have most of the Twitch stuff. It'll have, instead of it going up on Matt Colville, that'll still be running the game and any kind of direct-to-camera stuff. The second channel will have this. Will be archived there. We'll go up there just like it used to on Matt Colville. And stuff like any world-building streams we do will go up there. If we do more chain reaction, it'll go up there. I think NetHack will probably still live just on Twitch. And so... yeah, we'll see. We may regret it, but right now I think organizationally, that's the smart thing to do, so that other people who work here can help with the YouTube channel instead of just being me. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. You know how sentences go. So, when last we left our heroes. Oh, also, I want to thank our sponsor. Still you. It's you. This is fine. This is fine. We're all fine.
Yes.
Oh, that is perfect.
Thank you, Brock.
Get up off the floor, Nails.
That's a present from our friend Brock to Lars. Yeah, it's still, we don't run ads. It's still on Twitch. It's still everything we do is supported by you folks. If you want to support the channel, if you want more content like this, I encourage you to go by our store and pick up Strongholds and Followers, which is still doing pretty well, and people seem to like, or you can subscribe to our channel on Twitch. When you get some cool emotes and stuff you can do in Twitch chat, or you can subscribe to our Patreon. We have a subscriber-only channel in our Discord that is fun, that people like, and these are all just different ways to support the content. It's up to you. Actually, you just being here watching is pretty remarkable, and as far as I'm concerned, is support enough. So, anyway, holy crap. When last we left our heroes, Nails is unconscious. Because why? What happened to him?
He summoned Dead Red.
He summoned, Dead Red.
Dead Reds. And this,
Caught a glimpse
And
of what
now I must
happened
redeem
and
him.
then passed the fuck out.
yeah, his eyes went back to normal, and he collapsed, and now he is unconscious. So, and you guys are on the heroes, the senior officers of the Chain of Acheron, are on the captain's deck of the Somnium Tenebris. This is a large purple walled room. It's a bright purple textures with veins running through them. Let's do me a favor, grab that speaker. We had problems with the audio last time because...
Yeah, I was just, my buddy's telling me that there was some, it was a little...
You want it under?
boogered.
Yeah, just stick it somewhere under the table. Blimey. Where's my phone?
It says it's better now.
I apologize for people, especially people watching on YouTube, because the Bluetooth speaker we were using to pipe in the music, it was actually closer to our microphones than we are. So we all heard it, but you heard it way more than you heard us.
Whoops.
So, yeah, that was just
Technology.
that was just stupid. So hopefully sticking it below the table will mean that we can hear it.
Yeah.
Don't
During
need
break,
to be
we're
too
going to
loud.
need to build a little thing so it can be past the name tag.
I want them to be able to hear it, but not. It should be overpowered.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a board game. Set them on that.
So let me Let me make sure that the mods can communicate with me. So, yes, Nails collapses, and the next thing that happens, I'm not going to call for initiative yet. The next thing that happens is Undead Red. Yeah, we should put some boxes so we can sit on the boxes.
Grab a galaxy truck account.
The next thing that happens is Red. This is Red, right?
Uh-huh.
Red turns and vaporizes these 3 Githyanki.
Oh my.
And vaporizes. How?
Red is... You recognize him. He's still wearing the outfit that the commander wore, but his body has been ripped apart. His skin is now green, and he turns and he howls at these 3
Just 1
Githyanki.
second, please.
Okay.
Please stand by.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yes, we're back. And
And we're
not trying to kill everybody.
So, hey, whoever is left still watching, just so you know, we have somebody who volunteered, not volunteered, they're getting paid for it, came down to help us with our audio so that we sound good tonight. But it was my idea. This is yet again, usually when there's a foul up, it's because of me. It was my idea to have, at the very last minute, to have Tom sit behind the screen and open the stream as Omega Nails. And I was like, I don't have the setup I had last week. I took everything home. Can we just do it in reverb in the DAW? And Chris was like, yeah, sure. So, of course, it was after all, Chris has been down here earlier in the week. He was down here earlier today just to make us sound good tonight. And it was my stupid idea to put reverb on Tom's voice that caused everything to go to crap. Somewhat typically. Crap. Yeah. So Chris and Jerry have apparently unfucked everything. And so, yeah, so those of you who were joining us who could only hear our garbled mouth noises as we flapped our meat together, I was describing the room. Some people will get that. I was describing the room as being this very bright purple walls up here and thin illuminated pink veins that pulse with some kind of white fluid running through them. And Red, Undead Red, turns to the 3 Githyanki, who I believe were feared. And he howls at them. His face pulls back and reveals this sort of like demonic entity within. And that visage, the sight of that visage causes the 3 Gith to like be blown away. They are disintegrated and turned to ash. So that's what Undead Red does. What do you folks do?
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Nails is unconscious.
Okay.
All right.
Well, who has the Rod of Absorption?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got the Rod of Absorption. And then
I need
you
that.
need that, right? So are we treating this like a traditional combat round where I have only so many
No, I just want to know what you
actions?
guys are going to do.
Okay. So I want to definitely toss the rod over to King.
Okay. So you can do that. Judge throws the Rod of Absorption to King. Roll a d10, King.
D10.
Mm-hmm. Write down Rod of Absorption on your character sheet.
2.
It has 5 charges. It has 3. The 3 charges absorbed from the fireball, plus the 1d10 that it's supposed to start with.
And then Judge, I'm going to turn to Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out the red arrow
Mm-hmm.
and say, you know what you got to do.
What does Sweet do? Sweet takes the red arrow.
All right. So basically, Sweet is going to sort of lean down over Nails'
Nails' unconscious form.
unconscious form. He's going to sort of lift him up, give him a buddy hug, and whisper in his ear. Hold on a second.
Well, he's unconscious right now. That's not going to do anything.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll wake him up.
Do you want to wake him up?
Well, what else can we do?
It's up to you.
You need to stop him or not.
If you want to spend an action or whatever, I'm not super worried about initiative or actions right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to spend your time trying to wake him up,
No,
Go right ahead.
no. All right. Just gonna, sorry, buddy,
Okay.
with the arrow.
His eyes shoot before you were able to plunge the dagger into his. You're holding him into his back. You probably can't see this then, but the rest of you watching see Omega Nails' eyes open, and his eyes are silver, and your hand stops. It physically is unable to plunge into his back, and normal Nails' voice comes out, and he says, "I dreamed I was a god. Why do humans have so many gods? The elves only have one. The dwarves only have one. But we have hundreds. I wonder if Ajax knows." And then he continues speaking. He has a little monologue, but now his voice is booming and echoing. And now this is the Omega Nails voice that you normally hear in your head. And he looks at you and says, "You should have killed me while you had the chance.
Yeah, I should have.
Like you killed Zal and Elcor. You'll find I am not so easily fooled. Would you like to meet them again? I can bring them back too."
No, that's all right. Sweet, can you say his name?
I mean, I'm assuming that I used my turn or whatever. Tell me when and if I can do stuff.
You can go. You can do what you want.
All right. So now, I mean, am I still sort of like hugging him? All right. Now I'll say, "I know you, Durand Aaronhart. Sorry, buddy."
When you speak his name, his eyes go back to being normal Nails. And he gasps and looks at King and says, "King, don't trust the..." And then you plunge the arrow in and he howls. And there's this explosion of opalescent energy that erupts out of his body and it rips Nails apart. It's like it's this thing that was infusing every cell in his body. And the arrow of Zodiacal, the red arrow, you plunge it into him and it releases all of this energy and it just rips through Nails. And it obliterates Nails
Oh, jeez.
and Sweet.
Oh, no.
Sweet holding on to Nails as Nails erupts and dies. This wave of energy and it rushes out through the rest of the room. It vaporizes Sweet. And Sweet looks probably surprised, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And I think... Oh, and then Undead Red
That belongs to me.
howls and says, "No!" and screams out, and this portal opens underneath him. And you see this hand that looks a lot like this guy's hand. Reaches up through the portal and reaches up through the portal and grabs Undead Red and pulls him back down into the abyss.
Damn.
So now there are, so Phil, if you want to go join Tom, there are now 3 members of the Chain of Acheron left.
He's too little.
He's too little. You need a box. Poking through that.
At this point,
Just trying to buy stuffed animals.
by the end of the night, there's literally just going to
all
be
stuffed animals?
I'll be gone. It'll all just be stuffed animals. The elevator doors open, and 2 figures emerge from the elevator. You recognize both of them. It's Boots and Two Shoes. And Boots says, "My friends, I'm so glad you're not dead."
Who says that? Sorry?
That's Boots and Two
I'm like
Shoes.
stunned right now.
So I'm just trying to make sure dope shit happens in every episode. So Tom, you can come back now if you want. Tom, I probably shouldn't shout, but the microphone's right there.
Nope. I'm sure Jerry or somebody will tell him.
Yeah, somebody go grab Tom and let him know that his
Yeah, I guess you can go
his
get
second character is back
Tom.
on
Go
deck.
get Tom.
Well, that's a yikes.
So anyway,
Well,
Fuck Omega
at least
Nails.
multiple of us get to have dead characters on our show.
We're not all
I
dead.
think just Tom.
all of us
No,
aren't
all of
dead.
us aren't
All of
dead.
us
I don't know about Phil.
Yeah, we just need Phil. I think it's going to be a while before
Okay.
we need
So
Phil.
you can-
Tom,
you can trade
did
it.
you
That's
find
all right.
Did you find
Go
a
ahead
PC?
and pull that one over.
Did you find a mini?
So, I did.
Oh, is this your character? Yeah, let me see this guy. I may have use for him.
Pretty sure he's obliterated.
Do you have Nils' character sheet? Because I'd like to confiscate that as well.
I do.
Oh, that's right. King. Guess what, King?
I am the captain now.
You just got a field promotion. King is now because Sweet chose him to be lieutenant. According to the Chronicle. Even though King was a junior officer, literally like 3 days ago.
Yeah, really.
King is now the commander. He's the commander. He's still the Chronicle, but he cannot be the lieutenant. You can't get. You can't. Once you're the commander, you cannot. You no longer gain the benefit of the.
God damn it,
And
Sweet.
one of your jobs is going to. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it today in terms of game time, but something you're going to have to decide pretty quickly is who the next lieutenant is going to be.
Pretty quickly, on the stream.
What?
Pretty quickly, on the stream.
No, I said. Well, I'm not. No.
All
There's
right.
no time limit.
Big cat.
Big cat.
Time limit.
We all know the real lieutenant.
You put a collar around him that has like a little rank symbol on it.
Suddenly stands up, right?
Yeah.
So I just described 2 shoes and Boots came out of the elevator, and Boots said, "My friends, I'm so glad you're not dead." So you recognize Boots is
Jesus.
So I mean, Boots is Riohan, and they don't get super hung up on gender stuff. But I believe Boots is a boy. But I don't have that many.
That's a gorgeous mini, though.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
that's
It's not bad.
I love the pose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Sold it.
It's a great duelist pose for a Riohan duelist. But welcome. At some point there will be a ceremony or whatever. But welcome to the Senior Officer Corps. What do you guys do?
Is the ship falling apart?
It does list a little bit when Nails dies, but then it writes itself. The ship's not falling apart. It is dying.
I'd like a minute to process the death of our 2.
Can you process while you write a
Yeah,
Big
man.
Cat?
I knew a lot about how this game was going to go. I didn't know all this shit.
Have you
If
guys
I don't
found
know this shit, I wouldn't spend all that money on the art.
Yeah.
Have you guys found any prisoners?
I think we passed a few levels down from here that did look like somewhat of like a brig, but we just kept pressing buttons in the thing until we found you guys. I'm so pleased you're not dead.
All right, I think we just need to get out of here. I don't know if we want to look for the.
Are there any pieces of...
Yes. What does
Hey, where's Sweet and Nails?
where's the commander and
Well, the commander's right here.
And there.
There's Nails and Sweet were both annihilated. Basically, you watched them.
Okay.
Kind of.
Vaporized.
You watched the light, the opalescent energy that had infused into Nails rip them apart.
So there's nothing. Okay.
King is the commander now.
What about Sweet's hat? Is
Yeah,
it
is
like
there any-
laying over in the corner?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
You can overhear that.
And there's
I'm
a
gonna
lit
pick that
there's
up.
a lit cigarette
I go-
that's slowly burning out on the ground.
I would like to pick up Sweet's hat.
There is a prisoner deck that is one deck below this one.
Dude, a copper wears that hat.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I really want to put on that hat.
Yeah, take
Yes.
it.
Okay.
It's yours.
I'll take
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Okay.
I apologize to all the people who a fine mist of Commander Sweet surrounds you. I apologize to all the people who did all that awesome fan art for characters that just got annihilated.
Well, don't worry, we have a lot
Yeah,
of it
but
to show after the break.
we I mean, let's face it, I think we all came in tonight thinking that there's a very good chance that something like this would happen. So good, in fact, that I think both of us have backup characters made just in case.
just such an occasion.
I didn't realize it was this much. Anyways.
Well,
I don't know.
that's those of you watching. Like, this is exactly the same thing that would happen if we weren't streaming.
Yeah.
In the sense that I try to keep even when players are conspiring with me regarding the future of their character, I try to keep it from the other players so that they are surprised, just to preserve suspension of disbelief and immersion.
Yeah. All right, commander.
There's
we did what our plan was anyway. Our plan was to stab him with the arrow. So
Yeah.
There are built into the walls behind to the left and the right of the command chair. There are like drawers like this.
Okay.
well, let's search the doors.
There's treasure inside.
Okay.
I think we should make haste with the searching. There is quite a interesting aroma in this chamber.
An interesting aroma.
So I say we get the prisoners. We kill the mind witness, scuttle the ship, crash it.
You want to kill the mind witness? It doesn't do anything. It has no pilot.
Well, it's part of scuttling the ship, right?
I think the ship is scuttling itself.
I mean, don't forget that, like,
Right.
you were, that was an order that came from somebody that doesn't work with you. That was just what Captain Massingham wanted.
Well, this ship potentially could have really fucked us up, and we don't need Ajax having this thing anymore.
Yeah. We know that.
I mean,
We know
at
the
the,
power
end
of the
of the,
ship
at the end
now.
of the day, Ajax is our ultimate enemy, right? So I think we trash the ship so he doesn't get it. We can't do anything with it unless you want to put your head in the suction cup.
I don't want to do
Brain suction cup
anything
thing?
with the ship. I want to get off the ship.
This is where the Illithid captain kept the treasure, the best pickings of the loot that they had confiscated as they pirated their way across the timescape.
Nice.
So there's a total in copper, silver, gold, and platinum. There's a total of 660 gold pieces.
Nice.
There's a book written in the common language that is the history of some Higaran noble family. It looks old. It's worth 25 gold. There's a lyre. There's a silver lyre. It's worth 30 gold. There's a device that none of your characters recognize, but your player, you guys would recognize it instantly. It looks like some of you guys have seen spy glasses. That's not incredibly common technology, but it exists. But it looks like if you took a spyglass and shrunk it down and made it this big and put it on a stand,
Microscope.
that's worth 100 gold.
Oh, this is just money.
This is treasure. So I don't know who's around the treasure.
Can I-
Lars, did you get it? Okay.
I'd write it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
There's a book of fairy tales that's worth 25 gold.
I'll let Lars write it.
If you open it up and look at it, they are
You
the
said
tales.
25?
Yeah, they're fairy tales in that they are the tales that fairies tell about humans.
Maybe you can learn something from it.
There's a set of navigator's tools
That's awesome.
worth 25 gold.
They're
I might want
stories
to
of
hang on that
fairy
just for
tales.
reasons.
Yeah. I want the microscope for butts.
There are 4
think I-
pieces of black jasper worth 50 gold pieces each. There's 2 pieces of blue jasper worth 50 gold pieces each. This is some proper old school D&D.
How much was the black jasper?
The black jasper is 4 pieces, each worth 50 gold.
My friend Brian says 5 pages of backstory now splattered in this room.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Blue
And
jasper?
2 pieces of blue jasper each worth, yeah.
50 as well.
Are we trying to revive you or something? Or
No,
There's
they're
nothing.
gone.
My revive
just
is not that
nothing
good
left.
No.
yet.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, his revive
You
is
guys
like
have access to
bodies
like
people.
True Resurrection, I think. You can just True Resurrections, I think it's a 9th level spell.
Okay.
And you can just say, I wish that Benjamin Franklin was back alive.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any bits of him or anything, just go and now he's
Okay. I guess
think-
we're not.
Don't try that when your friend has been eaten by a demon.
by a demon. He might come back. He might come back, but just not.
As a demon.
It looks like Cudgel says, looks like being commander for the chain is sort of like being the drummer in Spinal Tap. There was a little globule.
or Kenny in South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you dust for vomit? There's a large, well, it's actually technically medium. There's a medium-sized crystal that glows and hums very softly, and it has this like rainbow color throughout it.
I know what that is.
Neat.
Well, Lars knows what that is.
There's 2 potions of healing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. We forgot to take potions of healing off Nail's body.
Yeah, and so the Belt of Hill Giant Strength.
Oh no!
Say goodbye to that.
We
That's
should
all.
like heal
That's
up,
all.
right?
Necklace of fireballs.
Me
Necklace
and
of Fireballs
Copper
is gone. Necklace of Fireballs are gone. Basically, all the best magic you guys had.
You said there's 2 potions of healing?
There's dose potions of healing.
I think me and Copper should drink both of those right now.
Okay. I have 3 health, so that might be.
Yeah. I've got 12.
Well,
Okay, so yeah, don't write those down. Just mark them up. Do you guys know how potions of healing work?
It's like
Because I don't.
it's like a 4
We'll look at.
1d4, 2d4. Are they greater healing and lesser
are you
healing?
sure you want to burn them right now and not burn them when we get into combat? This is a bonus action.
What if we get into combat on the way down?
Use the bonus then.
Look
I mean,
up.
I could burn my last spell slot.
Potions of healing are under C for cure. There is a small. It's actually kind of this shaped
You know what? I can do that.
gemstone that's in a special
2d4 plus
pouch.
2.
Okay.
Thanks. I want to heal now.
There's also a bag. There's a bag. It's a large bag that, if you open it up, has
A bag of dicks.
dozens of tiny dicks in it. Has dozens of these blood red stones that are flat on the bottom and then curved on the top.
How big are the stones?
There are various sizes. Some of them are this big, some of them are really small. Well, like that big. There's a whole bag of them. They're all very smooth. Smooth red, blood red gems. But you guys don't have a wizard.
She has identify.
You said 2d4 plus 2?
Is that what it is? Is that what that does? Is that what the potion healing does?
But Phil just said it. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Sorry, I looked it up.
Sweet's ghost has informed me.
Let's go.
2d4 plus 2.
Thanks.
The hat told me.
Man, if the hat
Oh my
lasted,
God.
how did the Belt of Hill Giant strength not last?
Well, the hat got blown off. The hat got
It
blown
went-
off his head in the psychic wind of the energy.
What if that
whereas
hat's actually magical?
I think it is.
I'll identify
It's
later.
like the sorting hat.
Maybe it sucked up some
Maybe
of
it's,
the...
yeah. Maybe whoever wears it suddenly
Hat of
becomes
Hill
like
Giant
sweet.
strength.
Sweet's essence.
Yeah, Sweet speaks to me through it. It tells me what to do.
Some sweet nothings.
Yeah. You're looking great today.
So yeah, you've got a bunch of cash, a bunch of non-magical items, and then a bunch of weird, unidentified thingies.
All right, so let's go down and see if we can find the prisoners.
Yeah.
You know the way, right, Boots?
Yes, I think it's the deck right below this one.
All right.
Follow me.
Let's go.
You remember Boots as being basically like any other retainer, but now he seems a lot more capable.
Yeah.
And it's almost as though he's like gained a couple of levels.
Something must have happened down below.
Yeah, something
You've got a lot of
must have happened.
experience.
Blimey.
Something must have happened down below. And he got 2 levels
Blimey
for it.
myself.
And he got 2 levels for it. It's certainly been my experience. So yeah, the level below, the level down from here, one down, is the command deck, which you folks have been to before. And it's larger than this one. It's got a large opalescent pool of liquid in it that's like at waist height. And then other than that, it's got a bunch of dead Dwargar in it.
Yep.
And you cross that room and take the elevator down 1 level from there. And you are in it's like a long corridor with doorways, bars, like intersecting bars, like grids of bars going down. It looks like there's 12 on each side, then there are doors at the end.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This is where Boots thought that the prisoners were.
Right, the prisoners.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go down the hallway and check out each of the cells. And see if we can find any that are, by the way, as a reminder, I have Hell Sight, which gives me advantage on anybody who might be like invisible or hidden.
That's good to know. It's good for me to know. You notice the spirit of Sweet following you around. You're like, avenge me!
Damn you, Sweet.
What's there to avenge? He killed the thing that killed
I
him.
don't know. That's a good question.
I saved my buddy.
That's true.
Oh, just
So
guys. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The first 2 cells, and they do appear to be like cells, are empty. And then the first one on the left, there is a figure sitting in it. There's a cot.
Okay.
There's what looks like a place for somebody. There's like this place has like has plumbing, but the plumbing are all like organic orifices.
Gross.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel me? And yeah, there's a figure sitting on the bench.
Okay, you can take the lead on this one, King.
You there?
Actually,
so you friend or foe?
Actually, I have
somebody sitting on the thing.
I have a mini for this. Stand by. I didn't think to get it because I didn't bring it to me for it. But I know where it is.
I was waiting for him to do that because he just picked it up. I was like, no.
No!
He said, and there's somebody sitting on the cot, and he just went and picked up Sweet. And
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
What is this shit?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Fuck, man.
Obviously, this person is missing their weapons. They don't have any armor. They're just wearing a robe. But in the cell is this gentleman.
Ooh, that's cool.
What is this?
So
Oh,
it's
it's
like
a
a-
mind player.
He's like a warrior, like a.
Chat wants to know where your duelist class is from.
We Matt and I sort of hastily assembled it out of just a base rogue with the Xanatar's swashbuckler rules, and then I found a homebrew swashbuckler that was like a fighter based class, And so we basically just like transplanted some of the parts from that fighter class into the parts of the rogue class and threw out like we transplanted parts that make Boots sort of a swashbuckling sword master duelist type of guy, and threw out the bits that are like the, you know, intelligence and sneaking and
Specifically, I think we killed the rogue's movement ability.
cunning action.
Yeah, we killed cunning action and replaced it with something that makes your swashbuckler a little bit like a battle master. It's not actually a battle master. You don't have battle master maneuvers. But he has his own like swashbuckler maneuvers that he has to spend panache. I think they're called swash points, but they should be called panache.
Yeah.
Panache.
Yep.
But he's a charisma-based rogue.
Swash points.
They're swash points, but
I renamed a lot of this stuff because
Panache is a
they just
cool-
named
Yeah.
everything like swashy such and such. So.
yeah. So
Panache
the
definitely
abilities were cool, and Tom liked them. And he's like, "Can I have this class, but specifically this one ability?" And I was like, "Sure, but this is pretty cool. So we're gonna have to kill something that's super useful for the rogue in order to stick it in there." And the thing that was the most useful and level appropriate was his extra movement. So he doesn't have the extra movement that a rogue has. So if you're watching, like, I don't understand why Boots doesn't do his cunning action to get out of there. It's because he doesn't have it.
By the way, being Tom being a rogue, it feels like everything's right in the world now. Like rogue, you're like a rogue. I don't know. There's some.
That's what you're
something
destined
about,
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an illithid that is sitting kind of like hunched over, watching. You can see his tentacles kind of writhing.
So who's talking to him?
I'll talk to him. You there? Be you friend or foe?
Well, that depends on you. And you hear this voice in your mind. You guys can all hear it.
Ah.
One of those again.
I imagine. Foe. I imagine, because his mouth doesn't move.
Got it.
I imagine foe.
If I were a better dungeon master, I would have recorded all his dialogue and just be pressing buttons. But I'm not. I'm stupid.
You're just mediocre.
I'm pretty. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think he feels a better DM than I am.
I turn around and I say, I think this one's no good. Let's check the next cell.
Probably go. It's up to.
That's true. It's up to you guys.
You guys don't want an illithid to join us? That would be kind of cool.
I don't think anyone's going to accept an illithid coming into the fucking city. They're pretty sketch.
They're pretty
Have you
sketchy.
seen me?
Do you walk up and eat people's brains?
Not in, like, public.
You hear a voice in your head say, "I haven't eaten anyone's brain in hours."
This guy.
Wait.
Is there any obvious mechanism on the doors on how to open them?
None.
None.
None. Mm. As Judge looks around, you hear this kind of laughter, and the illithid sits back and he's like, "Of course, you don't know how anything works. Typical."
This is your ship. How'd you end up in prison?
Yeah,
Well,
you're so smart.
I wasn't in charge.
I don't know what that means.
So what's your
I say that as confidence.
I was in prison for arguing to spare a prisoner.
What prisoner?
Oh, I think she's still here. They wanted to kill her. I wanted to torture her slowly.
Why?
I thought it might yield interesting ingredients.
Ingredients.
I called the shipmaster a fool. This is my punishment.
All right, sounds like you deserved it. Let's keep walking.
Freeing me would be madness, you hear him say.
We're just walking down the hallway.
Okay.
Just-
Right.
Freeing me. Wait.
Behind door
Do
number one.
you do you all move on, or does only Judge move on?
I'm gonna start walking.
Let's find this other prisoner.
Okay. King?
Yeah, I don't like my
I mean-
players. So. Lars
I might
doesn't
change
like
my
my
mind.
players.
It'd be pretty
What?
cool.
So I might change my mind.
We're
But right
gonna,
now,
we're gonna go look for that other prisoner.
Yeah.
I wanna
We
see-
might be
That's
back.
true. They might be connected, so we could talk to the other person.
Mhm.
2 cells down on the right, so this is on the left, 2 cells down on the right, there is a woman She's wearing a simple like linen outfit, and she has short blue hair, and she has like teal skin.
Interesting. Does she look human?
She's humanoid, yeah. She looks like a human, just very weirdly colored. Depends on your point of view. I mean, from Judge's point of view, this could be totally normal. Who knows what
It's another shade.
Who knows what the normal range of human colors are? But every once in a while, and she's eager. Like when she sees you, she sits up, and you see every once in a while like ripples of almost like a chameleon changing color, or like a cuttlefish. The way the texture of their skin changes, except it's almost like a wave, like white waves washing across her face.
Who are you?
Who are you?
We're on the outside the bars.
Yeah, we're not the one in the cage. So you start.
What do you wish to know?
What are you in for?
I was captured. Do you wish my name?
Yes.
How do I know I can trust you?
You don't. But we're not the people who imprisoned you. So who are you?
She kind of backs away from the bars.
All right. I think I'm going to talk to her. It's like, King.
The last thing Neil said to me was, "Don't trust thee."
Yeah.
So I don't
Don't
have
trust the what? You would
any.
think it'd be the mind flayer.
Yes.
I'm glad you'd remember. I'm glad
I
you
wrote
remember
that
that.
could be the
Why would you
ending
have
in here.
to be
Sketch.
warned not to
Sketch.
trust a mind player?
Yeah,
By the
like,
way,
come on.
I know your instinct is going to be to 100% sign this dude up, but dude,
He's cool.
Why would Nails tell me not to trust the thing that nobody's going to trust because it's the sketchiest
Anyway.
thing? Yeah. So
So-
happy little fish girl. Yeah.
fish girl.
He said cuttlefish.
She's not a
She looks
fish.
like she's got feet. She doesn't have gills, as far as you can tell.
Oh.
What if what?
What if she's the bad one?
Just call her say that.
Yeah. I see that too.
Look, we're trying to get off the ship.
A tiefling.
Yeah, so we're trying to get off the ship. Do you want out?
At what price? What do I have to do?
You just have to tell us why you're in here. And tell us your name.
We were captured. I am Azalaug.
That's allowed.
Yeah,
Who's we?
A-S-L-A. Several of us.
They all look like you?
No.
Where are you from?
I was born in Kubrick. It's you know where that is. It's a city. It's a city in the plane of quintessence.
Okay. What would Judge know about Kubrick?
It's Cupric. It means
Kubrick.
like something made of copper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city in quintessence. It's not the capital city. It's like Chicago compared to New York, or it's a big city.
Do they know what this person is?
Yeah, like with Judge. I
well,
mean,
what does Anna think it is?
I think she's water. Oh, what are they called? Is it like a Asimar, or no? It's called a. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Judge is like, it's right. It's right.
It's like you're a.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
no, Judge probably knows better than Anna does. It's
Absolutely.
It's a water ganassi.
Okay, that's what it was. Water Ganassi.
Yeah. My mate and I were traveling to a city in the mundane world, and then this ship came. This ship came.
In the mundane world, that's like normal.
That's normal world.
So I think the most important question is
The boring world.
are you with or against Ajax? I know who Ajax is, right?
Who's Ajax?
Can I do an insight roll?
Yeah, sure. What are you trying to incite?
I'm trying to incite if
Incite a riot!
she is being honest
Okay.
about not knowing who Ajax is and about her other answers. Just in general, like, is she being shifty or whatever the case is?
Okay.
So, let me insight so bad. I can't read people. Well, 8.
No one can read that die. You could just make up a number. Sorry.
20.
8?
Yeah.
She definitely seems like, well, yeah, I mean, I should roll that because now you know you got a bad roll.
I know. That's right. We talked about.
We have talked about that,
Yeah.
but I have to remember it in order for it to work. So yeah, no, I mean, you don't get a read. She just seems scared.
Okay.
Yeah, she seems scared, and you can't get a read off her because of that.
What do you know about the mind flayer in the cells? A couple more.
I know that he's the one that killed my mate. And when they wanted to kill me, he said no, but I didn't know why. And she's like, her eyes are darting over there. She doesn't have exact line of sight to where his cell is, but she knows he's over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted to harvest something of mine.
What does Judge know about Water Ganassi in general?
I mean,
Is there like a role?
they're just they're from Judge's point of view, they are just another ethnicity
Okay.
that you run across in Quintessence.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there's any specific thing.
They're
about-
native. They're like, unlike tieflings, they
Mhm.
are native to Quintessence. Like,
Okay.
all the Ganassi are native to Quintessence, whereas
Okay.
tieflings are actually, I think, native to. I think they're actually native to one specific city in Hell. I think.
Neat.
What?
Oh no, I looked up Ganassi.
Yeah.
To see what
They're like they're like somewhere in their ancestry there was an elemental.
Okay.
And so yeah.
So what do you guys want to do about this? You want to leave them both?
She looks down. There's so the mind flayer is down there and she can't see it, but every once in a while she sticks her head out and looks down the corridor.
If you got out of here, what would you do?
I don't know. The woman I loved is dead. I have nothing. I have nowhere to go. I suppose I would try to get to the capital.
I've only heard of mermaids in stories, but I know they are not to be trusted.
That's a good point.
I agree. I'm not wanting to take on any
Yeah.
more baggage. Let's keep going.
Fair enough.
Damn.
That's pretty brutal.
What? It's Judge.
Yeah.
Maybe our
Yeah.
friend with the, sometimes you have a person you need their brain to be. This could be a useful skill.
Plus, if he's an alchemist and he can harvest things,
Yeah.
that is much more useful than whatever that is.
I was a gardener.
Yeah, I think the alchemist is
She's an herbalist, bro. Or he.
It's a she.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, we could let both of them loose and then just tell the mind flayer not to try to eat her.
Jeez. We should let the
Just
mind
put
flayer
them
loose.
in a room together and see what happens.
Work it
I can
out.
tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Whoever's strongest gets to come with us.
That's a yikes.
I love that idea. Judge loves that idea.
I mean, Judge loves that, yeah.
Oh come on, Anna likes it too.
It's pretty fun.
I don't see any reason not to let her out. We don't need to take her along, but
We let her out and tell her to run. Because I kind of want to see the mind flayer. I think the mind flayer would be so cool.
I mean, so far you guys don't you don't know. You guys, there don't appear to be any mechanisms that would open these. I mean,
Right. Even if
have
we
you
wanted to.
have you guys done anything more than like just stand on the other side of the bars and talk to these people? You haven't tried to interact with them in any way physically.
no. We do have the mind flayer hand. Not that one.
There's no iPad.
There's nothing.
No,
There's no iPad.
Thank you for the SFX.
I think that probably is what it would sound like if you waved a boneless mind flayer hand. Yeah, that mind flayer is going to love you if you walk around waving this thing. Hey, is there anything we can do with this?
Okay, so I guess I'll defer to you on this one, King. What do you want to do?
All right, well, look for if there's any kind of mechanism to open this door.
No.
No.
Well,
Think about it.
like
Well, it's probably
touch
all
it?
mind. Everything thus far has been mind powered.
Yeah, think
so
about it if you want it to open.
I think about it to see if it opens. Does it open?
you think about it.
While flailing the mind flayer hand around.
Hang on. Yeah, he's like, shake it harder.
Oh no.
The mind flayer is like, what are they doing?
What's that sound?
Stop embarrassing yourself.
This is definitely going to be in the Chronicle. No, nothing happened.
Shoot, I thought that was gonna work.
No, you're not. You don't have any psionic powers.
All right. Well, unless you know how. to
What did you guys do with that treasure?
I guess we're carrying it.
Yeah.
Is that? That's
What does that mean? We're carrying. Who has it?
I have the navigator tools. I just
Did
said
you
I
write it down?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Cross them off if they're on there. Cross them off. Or just put an arrow saying copper on it.
I just wanted the microscope. That's all I wanted.
I have the
It looks
gemstone
fancy.
in the pouch and the bag of bloodstones and the
Oh.
Hagarin Noble book.
You could probably use a crystal.
Ah. Yeah.
Like you think the
Oh.
gem?
Not the
Is
gems.
it key?
No, I mean the crystals. Because there's 2 crystals, right? There's one that was all rainbow colored. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
there's,
there's
a-
a
There's
small
one. There's
gemstone
one
in the
that's like
pouch.
this big.
there's one that's shaped
and then
like a
there's
D8.
one that's literally like this.
That's the one. That one exactly. The D8.
Do we see anywhere where we could put that gem?
If you hold it.
Which one? The small
The
one, or the
little
big
one.
one?
The little one. I mean, I know what the big one is, but
No.
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 How do they open?
Well,
these
although
doors?
when you're holding it and looking around, you do feel as though like your field of view is wider than it was when you weren't holding it.
It's a fob slider.
Whoa.
Yes. And there's another one that's an LOD slider. And you put it together. And you go, oh man. Oh, this is some super nerdy video game developer jokes.
The world like slows down because they can't run it. It's like,
Correct, yeah. All of a sudden, copper falls to the floor. Oh shit, we couldn't run to the floor.
Out of memory, out of
Somebody
memory.
turn off physics.
There's something in the hold called a feature creep.
That's what that guy
Yes.
is.
Oh my god. I need to make a feature creep monster. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So anyway, yeah, no. So yeah, apart
Well,
from
it can't be mind powered because why wouldn't he just be able to open it then? He's a
well, you
mind
need
player.
probably need the crystal or something.
oh, I forgot. I
Or
left
some
out
sort
a
of crystal.
Care to
What
elaborate?
is it, Mr. DM?
the mind flayer. The mind flayer has a collar around it.
Well, okay, that makes a little more
Ooh.
sense.
It looks like something from Battle Royale. Something
I haven't
explode
seen
and
that.
blow its head off.
But yes,
Cool. Cool.
yeah, he's got. It's a round. It's actually quite ornate. It's made out of like ceramic and precious metal.
Does it? But it looks like almost like a restraint of some
Oh yeah,
kind.
like it's not obviously not.
So he doesn't
pleasant
lick
for him.
himself.
It's exactly it. It's so he doesn't lick himself.
And
It's so he
there's
doesn't.
I do not like
There's
the
no
floor.
kind of
he
lock
just
or
he just
anything?
scoots his butt across the floor. 'cause he can't.
There's no kind of lock that we see anywhere, anything. It's just solid bars that we can't do anything about.
Well, I mean, you haven't tried to interact with bars, but yeah, and I mean, as far as I know, you've just looked
Are
around.
are all the cells around us also locked? Like they're all closed up
Yes.
the way that these are?
Well, you haven't looked. You haven't. There's a whole bunch more down the.
Oh, I thought they were on either side as
There
we
are.
walked
It's a
past.
corridor.
Uh-huh.
And toot, 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 and you guys
Yeah.
have only gone like 2 or 3.
Okay, because if there's one behind us, like I just want to maybe we can just try it on that one, try something on that one to see if it works before we accidentally let somebody loose that maybe we don't want to.
I'm gonna kind of just like idly poke one of the bars, just kind of like.
You can't.
You can't?
Nope.
In what manner can't I?
Your finger hits an invisible barrier.
Oh. Hey, look. Womp womp. Not working.
It's on this side of the bars.
But they can reach out. Okay.
Well, let's check out the other.
There might be like something at the far end too, like a control panel for everything. Although,
I don't think we're in a spot to fight a fucking mind player though.
Can I see that crystal? That D8?
But he has the that lovely cravat.
No,
might be,
I mean like
that
in the
might be
game.
You can use it as a prop.
Did King give it to me?
Judge asks to see the thing.
Thanks.
You have the same experience. When you hold it in your hand, you have this weird sensation. Also, you feel like your hell sight is more acute.
My hillside is more
Yeah.
cute. Interesting. So better than advantage? I'm gonna hang on to this.
You can't take that from me.
My hillside is more cute.
Well, you can identify it. Fine.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep investigating the thing and see if we can figure out how to open any of the stuff, and then decide who we want to let out.
What does keep investigating the thing mean?
The
hallway
jail
or-
cell, whatever, stockade, whatever you want to call it.
The brig?
Is this the brig? Okay, the
Yeah.
brig.
Okay.
All right.
In other words, I'm just asking, are you still trying to figure out how to open the door, or are you going to investigate the other cells?
Well, you said there's no any kind of mechanism or anything.
Oh,
He
you
hit
see.
an invisible wall, so we're
Yeah.
seeing if there's any kind of control panel like the things that were for the elevator.
I'm
in
gonna
here.
walk back over, I think, to the mind flayer cell. I'm like, all right. So you want to get out of here? How do you open these doors?
What would this guy say?
I'm sure he's got something sassy.
Uh,
Come on, lay it on me.
I have no means to escape.
You have no means to escape.
No. I assume you don't either.
What
If you do, you don't know it.
Well, what do you need to escape?
I would need certain assurances from you.
Well, isn't getting out enough?
I mean, it depends on what happens once he gets out.
Well, we're part of a mercenary company on our way to Capital.
Brock just said, Jesus, is being the commander like being the drummer from Spinal Tap? Stand by, let me turn the music down a little bit. And also, this is not appropriate music for me. I'm not particularly interested in walking out of the cell and then being cut down.
Well, we're not that interested in cutting anybody down right now. We're looking to get off the ship.
Do you speak for everyone?
I speak for myself.
Ah, well. What a coincidence. I also speak for myself.
Like I said, we don't have the means to fight him right now. So
You'll figure it out or you won't. It doesn't matter to me.
At this rate, it's probably leaning towards the latter. But if I can convince them, it'd be great to have one of you guys join us. You seem a lot more capable than the Water Ganassi.
I'm sure she's very capable at growing things.
I'm like,
But
do you
I think her pineal gland
Mm-hmm.
would be worth quite a lot.
How does it taste?
Is that
Oh,
copper?
sorry.
What a disgusting question.
Oh, okay.
how are we gonna make a deal with a mind flayer?
Huh?
How are we gonna make a deal with a mind flayer?
Just like this.
Just like this.
Just like this.
All right, but we're gonna let you both out, and you're not going to harvest the.
Pineal.
Ganassi.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it.
What would you dream of?
What do mind flayers dream?
Like our experience with mind flayers is not very good. So
I have the same dream as anyone else does. I dream about your organs, about what you would look like without flesh.
Let's let him out.
Yeah.
Yes!
No.
Yes, I love it.
Nah.
We need somebody a
You
little
have
bit more
nothing to
evil than
bargain
me.
with. You have no way to open the doors.
We have this, and I flap the hand at him.
Oh my god.
I judged you harshly. You do have the mind of a mind flayer.
Damn it, that should have been mine.
It's a good line.
I wonder, who did you take that from? He starts naming people. Are there any more? Is there anyone left alive on the ship?
Not that we know of. Definitely no mind flayers.
Huh. Well, they should have listened to me.
Well, at the going rate, you're going to die in this cell alone because we're getting out of here. So
I mean, you actually have no way to open. As far as he knows, you have no way to open this out. So
I mean, he
Busy.
could communicate that with us.
he did.
Yes.
He said.
There's no
You
way.
have no. He said you have no way to open the cellar, and if you do have it, you don't know you have it.
Okay.
Show him
So
the,
here's the thing though, is like he wants assurances from us that we're not gonna like whenever he comes out. So if everybody's okay with us letting out Mr. Mind Flayer, I think he might give us a clue to let us know if we either have the thing to open these cells or where to find it. So what's the deal, guys? You wanna let this Mind Flayer out or what?
This is a mind flayer that other mind flayers put in this cell.
Which means he's probably our kind of mind
The
flayer.
enemy of my enemy.
Yeah.
Or is he? This guy's too extreme.
He even weirded out the other mind flayers. They're like,
fucking extreme.
It's it's
They're like,
okay.
"Bob."
It's okay to love brains. Just don't love brains.
yeah, they're like, Bob's being weird again. Put him in the cell.
Bob.
If he loves the right kind of brains.
Yes.
Anyway, there's a whole bunch more cells too, and there's a door at the end of the corridor.
Okay, well,
All right. Well, I'm gonna go down the cells. I don't know if anybody wants to go with me. Check the other ones. They
I
said
mean,
that we
I'm
If
just
you wanna
following you.
Yeah, we know that there were 2 prisoners. We found 2 prisoners, but we don't know if the mind flayer was incorporated in those prisoners. So let's check the other cells. And is there anything?
Yeah, there's a tall, like, fully a head taller than the tallest person in the company, lanky, bony creature that you recognize as a Gith. And it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got like one leg cocked up on the cot, and it's resting its back on, just kind of idly sitting there, kind of like Han Solo with the cantina. And who's like the lead, the first person?
Yeah.
When as soon as you walk into view, he like sits up, like he's excited that there's somebody here.
Who are you?
He's like, do I have a mind? Do I have a Gith voice?
You had one last week.
I don't, but I don't remember it. He says, "Who are you? What are you all doing here?"
We're checking for prisoners.
And so as you guys all gather around, he sort of sits up on a cot and has this kind of like insouciant attitude. And he's like, wait, I recognize those uniforms. The Chain of Acheron. I remember you. I used to think you were fools, following a contract, ink and paper. And then you betrayed the Lady of Brass. And I love you.
We didn't betray the Lady of Brass.
He says you did.
So that's not the story I read.
Well, I mean, do you know?
That's the story. That's not the story I lived.
How much does King know about why the Chain of Acheron stopped working for the Lady of Brass?
So the city fell. There was no more city
But why did that happen?
because she didn't listen to us.
Correct.
technically through a certain lens.
She was a fool. She should have listened to you. He stands up. He's like, wait, hang on a minute. Check my notes. He asks, what happened to the mind flayers?
There's one in the cage.
No, I mean the ones on the bridge, the ones who run the ship.
Can I take
They're
the
all
hand
dead.
from you?
Oh, okay.
They're dead.
Did you get my phone?
No.
The other Gith that were up there are dead too.
That's right. He would know that. He would know that because he remembers what happened. So yeah, he's asking about the other Gith, and you're like, the other Gith are dead. And I think at that point, Phil can take over.
I knew it.
Ooh.
All right.
I knew that was
Okay. So what do you say you guys let me out of here? I can help you.
Help us out.
Well, I know how to pilot this ship. I have some information that might be able to help you. But
I like this one.
I like
Yeah.
this one.
you gotta let me out.
Door number 3.
Door number 3.
So the thing is, we
Well,
don't know
Phil
how to
got
open
his
these
ship.
doors.
First question, why are you in here? They locked these other two up. for reasons.
You know, the captain and I didn't get along.
The other guy said
It
that
seems
too.
to be a common theme.
Yeah.
Well, the captain was a fool.
Seems to be a
weak-
common theme.
He had a weak soul.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to open the gates?
Yes.
You do? Well, that's useful.
Do you say he has a weak soul because he was following Ajax?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Ajax?
I'm nobody's slave.
Well, I like him.
All right.
Would you like to work as
A
a...
being like that doesn't have allies, only slaves.
Are you interested in joining the mercenary company as a free gift?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything better to do.
Well, I don't have anything better. Seeing as how I mean,
Sitting in this
Let me think
cage,
about it a
is,
little
you know, sitting in this cage is kind of boring.
And he did recognize you guys.
Yeah.
He did recognize
You know,
the
I
chain.
mean, I've heard a lot about you guys. You know, I kind of would like to know the truth of the chain. You know, whether all the rumors are true. And
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
We are.
What do you guys think?
It seems to me if we leave him here and we leave, this ship crumbles and sinks to the astral sea. We never see it again. If we free him, and he is who he says he is, and he can pilot the ship, then we have our own ship.
Then let's do it. How do we get you out?
You need the command rod.
That's the...
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it. You had this whole time.
I tap it on the wall.
He had it, but he didn't know it did.
Yeah.
He didn't know that it was also, in addition to the rod of absorption, it's the thing that.
Commands.
Tap it on the wall.
You when you touch you actually just have to think about it. The force field drops and the doors open.
I didn't think about it.
You thought about it
Wrong one.
holding this.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have the command rod. You didn't know what it did.
So it opens.
Welcome to the chain. You get
Yes!
your own, you get your own title. Yours is different
You
than
get your
other
own
people's.
title.
Yours has a downside.
Are you like?
What is it?
Oh, okay.
So
Always,
yes.
or just whenever I'm piloting the ship.
No, always.
Okay.
Are you the pilot?
What is it?
Tell us!
I'm the pilot.
Oh, it is the pilot.
Well, read it.
Yeah, but what's the...
All right. The pilot has a psychic link to the Somnium Tenebris. The navigator can relay messages to me psychically across any distance. You gain magic resistance, but this doesn't work on psychic abilities. But he has a vulnerability to psychic damage.
Yeah. That connection, the connection with your connection with the ship
Mhm.
just makes it so that like your brain is operating on this one wavelength,
Mhm.
and if other people use psionic abilities against you, it creates these sympathetic vibrations. But magic resistance means that I believe it's either you get advantage on saves against spells,
Mhm.
or you take half damage from spell damage. I don't remember which,
Mm.
but I can look it up.
Okay.
I knew a few months ago, and I have not dealt with it since then.
Neat.
So yeah, on the one hand, so magic is a lot more common than psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually 9 times out of 10, probably more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a huge bonus having magic resistance.
So vulnerability means it takes double
Damage from So in
Okay.
other words, if like a mind flayer tried to zap you
Mhm.
and succeeded,
Mhm. That's it.
you would take a lot of damage.
Okay.
It means advantage on saves. Chat says advantage on saves. I knew it was A or B, and it was in fact one of those.
Okay, well, I guess let's get him up to
Oh,
the...
magic resistance
the
means.
brig and get
Magic
the-
resistance means when you're making saves against spells, you roll advantage.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what's up with these other two down here? Have you seen them?
That's not a result of being gift, by the way. That's a result of your connection. It's like you now kind of get the benefit of being more than just one organism. You're also sort of linked to this huge squid ship.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, you can join us, but you have to wear a hat.
We've got this hat.
Can you take it away
Just
from
kidding.
copper?
I'm just kidding.
Ah, good. Good. I think you did. You made a good decision.
So what
I've
do you know
commanded
about
troops.
What do you know about the other people in here?
What do I know about the other people in there?
I know you know.
I know
don't
you
any-
can. I know you can never trust a mind flayer.
You hear
I
a
feel
voice
the
in
same
your head, like a faraway voice in your head, say, "It's not true." Lie.
We should feed that one to the ship.
Oh,
Feed it to the ship.
Yeah.
feed it.
Just feed it.
This I would like to
I
see.
mean,
That's a mouth.
can't you see all the? I mean, the ship's dying. You need to feed it.
Aha!
Where's its mouth?
Is it up in the pilots with all that milky bathroom?
Down below.
No, it's
Okay.
below. It would be like below the water level. It's like
Okay.
exposed to the.
Yeah, compost.
It's like the beak of.
Oh.
There are places on the ship where you can. There are pools that you can drop protein into,
Mhm.
and the ship will process it like a food. But it would be like a mind flayer would be like one Cheeto. The ship needs like the ship needs to eat like.
Well, we got a lot of dead Dwagar in here that we
We
can
have a pet
start.
ship.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah,
pet, we have a pet
seriously.
ship. This
You
is
know, pet
badass.
ship.
The Somnium.
Pet ship.
This is yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, well, I guess
It's a lot of
let's
responsibility, or all up to having a pet ship.
Do we want to? Do you want to open
Your pet
the
ship
other
might
one?
die.
Gonna walk it.
You gotta
go.
walk
I
it.
don't know if we should. Well, I don't think we should for the
Say
mind flayer. We can feed the mind flayer to it.
Yeah.
But the other one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you
Don't-
basically
don't,
had
Don't trust the
Right.
from Nails. I'm kind of sketched out about the
Same.
timid seeming.
like you
Yeah.
probably don't know any more about the mind flayer or the Ganassi than these folks do because that mind flayer was put down here like well before your mutiny,
Okay.
and he was already down here as a prisoner.
Right.
Kind of he had his own little moment of disagreeing with his captain,
Right.
and then you were there when your guys took over and killed all the mind flayers,
Right.
and you were just like, well, let's leave him alive.
Yeah.
We'll get around to killing this guy later. He might know something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You
maybe
sort of assumed you were going to kill him at some point, but
Right.
when the ship isn't sinking, we could go back and deal with the other guys or something.
Yeah.
Or
Well, and we need to go get the chain on here because we're gonna have to do the mine thing to move the boat. I assume.
yeah.
Can
We
you
need a
move
crew.
The boat? Can you move the boat?
if he's
move the boat?
sitting in the
I can pilot
captain's
the boat.
chair and
That means you can probably handle like the tentacles and stuff too, and
ooh,
we probably shouldn't freak out Massingham so much
Yeah,
though,
really.
and just grab onto the ship.
Does my guy know anything about the Ganassi?
nope.
She was there before.
I mean, you were a slave. Like the Gith and the Dwagar were slaves to the mind flayers.
Mhm.
And so they would basically do to other ships what they tried to do to the Rosso Cielo.
Mhm.
And she was one of many passengers that they kind of hung on to. And they fed a lot of them to they plundered, they killed, they fed a lot of them to the ship, and they kept a couple of them for valuable reasons.
Right.
And she was one of them.
Gotcha.
Like mind flayers sometimes view other living creatures as bags of ingredients. And it's like, oh, we'll just boil this one down and harvest their pineal gland or their spleen because we can sell it to the drow for,
Well, they're kind of slavers too, aren't they?
who?
The mind flayers.
Yeah, well, that's how the Gith and the Dwagar here in the Astral Sea are both slaves to traditionally, slaves to the mind, to the illithid. Bill, people want to know
what are you?
What your character's name is.
So my name is Degelic. They call me the Impious. It's a long story.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Jelly.
What should we
Jelly.
call you?
What should we? The Heretic.
I don't know. What would you call me
Jelly.
besides my name?
Did you?
Right, well, you're you're a rather tall fellow.
I mean, none of us go by our real names here.
Let's call him Slim.
You don't get to pick your nickname.
That's. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, there's a picture of him right behind Phil.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, that's a very 1980 version of
Yeah.
what your character might have looked like. And his class
What are
is
you? Yeah.
also
okay,
not a
sorry.
spellcaster.
Yeah. No, he's a battle master, fighter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now, no one die.
Seriously.
No one die. Enough with the
Enough with the death.
Enough of the dying.
the dramatic setup for Capital.
Whoa, good thinking. You look cool.
They do look cool. The 4th edition or 5th edition art for them looks really fucking
Yeah.
cool. It
So, yeah,
definitely
I mean,
makes them look like aliens.
This guy, I mean, he's about 6.5 feet tall. Yeah, slim, tall, kind of bony.
Slim.
Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the typical sort of Gith Yankee look, black hair, black eyes, that sort of ochre colored skin. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Well, let's get him up to the pilot seat. Let's go get some of the chain over here and let Massingham know that we're following them out. And this is our ship now. So let's go.
So I assume that everyone introduces themselves to whatever you guys decide to call this guy.
I think they're calling
I mean, you don't have to do it. What's that?
Nothing. It's not to me.
Okay.
It's not
we could always
Like
figure
on the way up.
Yeah.
We
Talk
do
about it.
interactions.
Booze is just gonna start calling him Slim
Yeah. I'm Irish Slim. Slim sounds fun.
All right.
until anything else sticks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, whatever.
Whatever.
It feels like, well, I had an idea for what my
I mean, if you
nickname would
have
be,
an
but
idea.
Oh,
fine.
did you have an idea?
Cool.
Well, yeah, but it's a little obscure, and I think for that one to work, it would have to come like a lot further down the line.
I mean, we can know it. Yeah.
I like Slim just because
Yeah.
it's a reference to a character that I really like from a game we all worked on.
No, it
Oh,
works.
yeah. That's
works.
true.
Who's also kind of
Oh,
an alien.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good one.
I
No,
didn't
that's
think of that.
So whenever we get new recruits, is there a process for us for the chain of how we like add them to the company?
Are you talking about recruits specifically, or are you talking about like new PCs, or are you talking about growing the army that is the Chain of Acheron?
Yeah, like growing the army, for example, like whenever we recruit new folks in or whatever, do they have to like sign into the Chronicle?
Yeah, their names are put in the Chronicle, but they also have to swear an oath.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty simple. It's just like I swear to follow the contract, obey the officers, and put the chain before anyone else. And it's that put the chain before anyone else thing.
Some small text in there you have to clean up after Big Cat. When you
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, somebody has to.
That was me. Just
The probationary
It's like,
period.
yeah, and also you have to feed my cat.
No,
If I forget to. But it's that
Clean the little
put the chain before everybody else thing that becomes kind of like a test,
Mhm.
and it's up to you. It's up to usually It depends on who it is. Like the junior officers can sometimes take care of this. Sometimes if this person's obviously like somebody like a fucking Gith battle master, you guys would probably have to take care of and make sure the test is just, are you bringing your problems with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like no one joins the chain if they have unfinished business. And sometimes people bluff and they end up in the chain, and then all of a sudden there's some local noble who this person slept with the noble's significant other. And now for some reason people are pissed at the chain, and the officers are like, what the hell's going on? It's like, oh, it's because this asshole, failed to cut all his ties. Right. So that's usually what it is making sure that there's no unfinished business. And
Well, the upside is that it looks like you guys cut those ties for me,
Yeah.
Mm.
Do a little cleanup.
Yeah.
which is great. I like it. It's good.
Very efficient.
Welcome.
Yeah, I was getting kind of bored with those guys, anyways.
So I mean, there's two ways to get to grow the chain. One is to just like if you guys go to Capital and do nothing, the chain will probably grow just because old members of the chain in Black Bottom who couldn't get on the boat will arrive.
Mm.
So slowly over time, you'll start seeing old soldiers report in, and then also depending on your deeds, the stuff you do, and how the city reacts, which is largely going to be up to chat in the future. Like every once in a while, if you guys do something extraordinary, then people will want to join the chain, and then your units will grow. You'll either get new units, or the unit you have will increase its casualty die. And then the other way is to just role play meeting NPCs, and they become retainers. Like if when you meet like this
Oh, yeah.
this.
Oh. Unhale.
Well, he's still your retainer. He's still the chain's retainer.
Right.
But yeah, you
Given the
like
charisma
you
to
meet
have
this
Okay.
you meet this
Oh.
cool halfling assassin, and you role play the act of recruiting that person, just like you would recruit any NPC, just like Silvano did with Caleb,
Yeah.
with his squire, right? And then if it goes well, then you end up with a new retainer. And we kind of skipped that process, and that was the use your charisma modifier. But normally, there's really no limit to the number of retainers you can have, other than what I think is reasonable based on the NPCs I put in front of you and the role playing you do. So that's it.
Okay, well, while we walk out of here, point at the Gith side and say, we'll talk to you later. But when we go by the Mind Flayer, we'll say, nice chat,
She's
and
like-
hold the rod, wave it at him, and walk by.
And you hear him go, you figured it out.
I hope this guy is.
I'm surprised something with so many bones has room for a brain.
I'm going to enjoy feeding that guy to the...
No, we should give
I
him a
want
round.
Can you be my retainer? Zero charisma.
Yeah.
Keep talking. You're gonna feed the beast.
I find this.
Oh fuck, we didn't
this
check that
one
room at the end. We should do that.
very, very
Oh yeah.
I spaced on that. We checked.
The
we checked room at the
Ganassi,
end.
when you walk by, is kind of like,
She wants.
Judge feels nothing.
yeah, she's looking at the wrong people. If she wants.
Yeah.
If she wants, it's human emotions.
Yeah.
Should we? I mean, the mermaid lady seems.
You're the one who said don't trust a mermaid. You're really gonna
She's
flip.
not a mermaid.
She's gonna give you. She's gonna give you the.
I should have
the
never heard it
puppy
before. I've
dog
only heard of them in stories.
I believe the old water
I'm
Ganassi.
new here, but I mean, look at it. To what possible harm could it do?
Is that like a hold my beer statement?
Excuse me.
I mean, it's not a warrior.
As loud.
What you said. What kind of harm could you do us?
Why would I do anybody harm?
I think she's good.
All right, I raise the staff. Tap it on the wall.
She
Come
kind of
with- come
retreats
with
a little
us.
bit. Where are we going?
To Capital.
You're taking me to Capital.
No, we're going to Capital and you're coming with us.
I'm confused. She says.
This is not an escort mission. You're just tagging along.
Where does it want to go?
Capital.
She was going to Capital.
Oh.
Or she was leaving where she was, going to this famous city in the mundane world.
Ah.
I say, come on, Blue.
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 Actually, it's teal, but no.
But we run back real quick and check
That was
room
me.
at
That
the
was
end.
me. Don't tell her. She would never say that in a million years.
I was like, lock her back up.
I guess we can just check that room later. At the end of the thing.
It's just
Oh.
more break.
More break.
Yep. Yeah, the cells are empty.
Well, the Jellic knows the ship, right? I mean, he would just say, "Oh, that's
Oh, sure.
That's
You know
yeah.
it.
that's the
Yeah, you mean
the thing."
you served on this ship as a slave for some number of at least months. So yeah, you know the ship. In fact, I'm sorry.
Ooh. You get a. Oh yeah.
A floor
Ooh.
plan.
Unfortunately, that floor plan has a grid printed on it, which
Yeah.
makes it really hard to actually see what the hell's going on. So it's cool. It's cool that there's a grid printed on it. It makes it useful for tactical maps and stuff, but it actually makes it somewhat difficult to figure out what the heck's going on. So do me a favor and just lay it on the Dungeon Master's Guide, because people, and that way Jerry,
Oh, right here.
that way Jerry can kind of zoom in on it maybe a little bit, and people can see it. Because I do not, unfortunately. I think if you just look up Illithid Dreadnought online, you'll find the same floor plans. that
This
I
is
found.
not an original floor plan?
I slaved over Google for minutes looking for this. How dare you impugn my...
We gotta paint those flags.
Yeah, we do.
By the way, there are sails. The sails are designed to catch the psychic wind, and the sails currently have painted on them in blood Ajax's symbol.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that.
Got a
Yep.
power washer?
Close it down.
Can
Do you know how to get out
Oh.
of the Astral Sea?
Do I?
Sure, yeah, you can command the navigator to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We should.
Then let's go on the other ship, get the chain over here, and tell
Talk to Massingham.
Massingham that she is free from all this.
Mm.
I'm gonna.
You guys are currently basically docked with there's like a gangplank.
Oh, right.
There's a
Mhm.
gangplank that has been put between
Yeah.
the two ships to allow people to walk back and forth.
Take some time.
So I'm gonna. Whenever we get out onto we're moving up to the top deck now to get out onto the gangplank. So I think whenever we get up there and we can see the sails, Judge turns and looks at them and he's gonna ask Blue, like, you wash those off?
Yes, sir.
All right.
How do I get them down?
I don't know. I thought you had something you could do, like, you know.
Something I could do.
You're
I don't know
aren't
you.
I mean, if there's water on the ship, I can wash it.
Okay. Never mind.
No, I want to be useful.
We've got astral water, right? You know what that is?
There's water in
The
there.
sails do come down, right?
Yeah, but she doesn't know how to do it. She's not a sailor. She's a
Oh,
prisoner.
we'll wait until then.
Oh.
Slim will show her.
Okay.
Oh, look at that, Slim.
Slim.
Okay, yeah, she'll very slowly and somewhat ineptly work to kind of reel the. It's going to take her a little while to figure out that she's not a slave anymore, because right now she's kind of waiting for the ominous red and black mercenaries to treat her probably the same way that the other guys did. But she'll figure out that that's not you guys, and she does want to be useful. So She'll start reeling in the psychic sails.
Cool.
Okay. Well, can we go talk to Massingham and
Absolutely.
let her know that we're out?
We're in control
She's
of
free.
the ship. Wait. How is this going to work with payment?
Who's going to talk to her? You guys already paid.
Yeah.
You guys already paid.
Yeah.
You negotiated, and it was money, but it was not enough to decrement the treasury deck.
Well, I mean, we're still going to need to follow them to capital,
Yeah. Well,
but we're
So-
going to be on our ship.
so who's going to go talk to Captain Massingham?
I will.
That's the
Yeah,
new boss.
You're the new commander.
Yep.
She is below decks. She's in her quarters, and Gadesta will go get her, and she comes out. What happened to Sweet?
He's gone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Copper's
Yeah.
I'm
I got a
sorry.
new hat. Oh, sorry.
He did what he had to do.
I assume this means Nails is gone too.
Did you see anything happen out here in the last, I guess, hour? When the energy released,
She describes like there were a lot of lights coming from the top of the Dark Dream. She says, we all assumed that was you fighting something or someone. And it seems like you won.
Well, we've taken
we-
the ship. We command it now.
She can't. She probably it's just you talking to her. Unless the entire crew, unless all you guys all tromp down to her quarters.
Yeah, we're probably.
You command the Dark Dream.
Yeah.
How? Only the Mind Flayers can. You know that the ship's alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
We still need to follow you to get the capital. But we're going to take the men over on the Dark Dream. So
Well,
you
I
can get away
suppose
from
it's
all
your
this-
ship.
Well, you want to get away from this Ajax business, right?
I want to get away from all of it, she says,
Well,
looking you up and down and at your uniform.
let's get out of the Astral Sea, get us to capital, and then you're good to go. You have your payment.
She says, tell Gadesto to set a course for capital, and she closes the door.
All right.
She closes the doors. Like King's still in the room with her.
No, no.
She's like,
There's one last thing.
one last thing. So yeah, Gadesto will tell the crew to get on their way, and they'll go back to their thinking in shifts to propel the ship using the power of thought. But you guys don't need that with the Dark Dream. The Somnium Tenebris has a giant brain.
Yeah.
All it needs to do is know where to go, and that's what the navigators.
While they were doing that, Slim was scavenging armor and weapons.
No, I'll
and
give you a
stuff.
uniform, man.
You get a silver saber. It's not magic, but you get a silver Gith saber. Whatever the
Is it a great sword?
yeah, it's whatever you normally use,
Okay.
but it's ruined and silver.
Sweet.
You got competition now, bro.
no.
No.
Ruined? What does ruined? Does that mean anything?
It just means it looks fucking cool.
Oh, okay.
Are these the ones that do extra damage?
They do if you're not a good guy, Gith.
In other words, I don't get that power.
Correct.
Didn't you
Correct.
say that the
If-
chain aren't good guys?
I think the power of the sword is inversely proportional to the life expectancy of the person wielding it.
Oh, okay.
So as long as we're looking forward to Slim being around for more than 3 rounds of combat, then he does
Well,
not
I
get the
mean,
bonus to it.
Based on our current track record,
That's true. That's true. I think I can say with some certainty that this is the chain of Acheron that will arrive in capital. It's 8:30. We traditionally take a break. I don't know how long. I think it depends. Probably about 10 minutes. And we're going to have a slide show with some of the art that we haven't. Some of the art we've already featured. Some of the art we haven't been able to feature. And when we come back, we might have some. Did people send us stuff? I think that we may look at. And then also we got a lot of new cool art. I don't know what we did to deserve the colossal amount and quality of art that people are creating. I'm starting to cool on the notion of calling it fan art because I think it's just art. I think it's just great art people are creating. And I feel like calling it fan art is somehow like somehow implying that it's less Val than any other art, and it's not, because the stuff people are making is amazing. Owlish Owl said, "Quick, somebody jump overboard just to keep Matt on his toes." Oh, so we're the ones that are going to show. Watch this. So yeah, we'll see you folks. We'll see you folks in about 10 minutes. I think I can start break. Ha! We're back. We were talking about you while you were gone.
We were talking.
It was very rude.
I don't care what they say.
I take back all the bad things that Tom said about you.
Yeah.
So normally at this time in the show, as sort of a thank you for sticking around and not fleeing the way I imagine most people probably would after the stream launches, and you're like, you watch for 10 minutes, you're like, is this it? We like to roll the art, the fan art focus, fan art, featured fan art. That sounds good. The fan art feature, the art feature. Just the whole thing about how I'm like, fan art. It's just art. So Jerry, if you have a button for it, roll the dope art. King.
Oh,
go.
cool. Whoa.
Right on King stuff. Oh, and that's your.
You're gone?
Yeah, that's their interpretation of my Thunder God.
Sweet.
I love this.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I love this.
Right.
But you gotta look at the little rat tail in Copper's mouth.
He's definitely crunching on one of them.
Oh,
I did get a little nibble.
Oh, man.
I love this. Yeah, we
this
actually
is
saw
great.
this last week while we were streaming.
Oh,
I saw this on Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah, I love. I think it's Roland. I love this
Too bad
guy's art.
He's dead now.
It's Ajax.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
Smug bastards.
Yeah. See, why would you want to
Still
rebel? Why would you want to
Still
rebel
winning.
against that guy? That guy looks like he should be in charge of the world. Remember him? Remember Nails? Hey guys, it's Nails.
Remember Nails?
Oh my gosh.
You think that guy made his username by liking nails?
Wild God. I love. I would
really
love
like
to
this
see.
one.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I would love to see.
Oh, that's good.
John is a regular in our
Subreddit.
NetHack streams too.
Oh, cool.
That's good. I like it.
And this is another.
This just showed up today, I think.
Yeah, in fact, there's a stained glass
look at
version of this,
that.
but this is a second in the tarot card series that he's doing.
I love a sweater.
Remember Sweet?
Remember Sweet?
This is great.
That's
That's
like
actually
Tom.
fan
Yeah.
art, Thomas.
Who's that
now
handsome
wearing
looking
It does. It looks like Tom. It looks like Tom.
Oh my god!
It looks like Tom with
Oh
the
my
hair.
god.
Yeah, that was a.
Oh.
Yes.
That's what he said. Picking up the
Why
phone.
would you immortalize this?
I love
Because it
when
was beautiful.
people.
It's so
I love
good.
when people draw
God.
nails with Tom sunglasses.
What?
Yeah,
cool.
I just saw that for the first time.
Whoa, look
Yeah.
at
Dude.
Yeah. And the good news is, Copper and Big Cat lived.
I'm still alive.
I'm still alive. Yeah, and this is dope.
Oh,
Yeah, this is really good.
Oh,
nails.
with the
This is really good
constellations?
nails art.
The stars
Oh,
behind it.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep, I remember that character. Good times. Yeah, I just saw this today. I thought it was
Ooh,
awesome.
yeah.
He said this is in progress, but it just looks sick right now.
This feels like, yeah. Standroid 102
Look
said,
how
this
big
feels
Big
like a
Cat is.
memoriam. Like a memorial service.
So it's definitely in progress now because he needs to.
Should have played
You're
some
gonna have
Ave
to get
Maria
the
in the
mini-
background.
Yeah, we should have played, yeah.
Oh, with a
Should
little
have
hat
played the
on.
Dame today. So I just want to show off some of the stuff that people sent us. First of all, some of the that I think many of us that work here are a huge fan of. Devin Rue, who is an artist and does a bunch of maps and is just in general an awesome person, sent us a bunch of these. They're basically paperweights to hold down. They're amazing. One of them is a like an astrolabe. One of them is a sextant. They have crazy detail. So put some of them on the like where the map is so people can see them because we can get a good close up of that.
Okay.
There's a bunch of these. They're like heavy brass, and she just sent these to us. And I love them. I think they're
They're really
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah, they're really good details.
I have this Compass
And
Rose already.
if you are,
These are
I am a fan of gaming paper, which often I use in rolls of like wrapping paper. And that's one of these. One of the things this stuff is for is to hold down the corners of your battle mat. If you were like me and you had those Chessex classic vinyl battle mats that want to curl up at the edges, then these would be really cool. This is not a paid advertisement. We just like Devin, and she sent us this stuff. Also, someone whose name I don't know sent us a painted version of a 3D printed Korsoth Vastican mini. This is designed by our friend Stephen Oakley. This is it's a member of the Court of All Flesh. One of the things you can summon if you have a temple, which is one of the 4 types of strongholds. If you have a temple, there's a chance if you pray to your god, you'll be rewarded with this guy. Will come help you out in battle. And in fact, Korsoth Vastican has one of my favorite. So this is He 3D modeled it, he 3D printed it, he painted us and sent it to us. Looks awesome. Korsoth Bastican has one of my favorite abilities. His multi-attack is 4 shots per round. He gets 4 arrows per round. If he hits you with 3 of them, you have to make a saving throw. Right out of the gate, that's not likely, right? Right out of the gate, you have to get hit 3 times and fail a saving throw. But if that happens, then you have to roll on the reincarnation table to see what your new... This is from Luke. Thank you. Thank you, Luke Brubaker. This is super cool, Luke, but even cooler than this is the one you sent Oakley, which is like this big. I was like, what? Look, it's huge. Yeah, so this is actually to scale and is usable as a mini. And so Oakley, the artist, actually got one of these too, which I thought was super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Next to Ajax. And somebody named Jeff Fairgood Mancini sent us, these are really neat. It's a bunch of condition markers for your minis. And as soon as I saw them, I went, oh, neat. I think there may be a little bit of a utility issue just because a lot of our minis have square bases and these are round. But here you can say that, oh, wow, it smells like primer and paint.
They're fresh.
So you can see that these are, this is for You're Frightened.
Oh, man,
there's,
that's
there's a couple of each of them. There's Grappled, there's Poisoned.
Actually, for
I think
you
they're
guys, it would work because
Yeah, 'cause it's
they're
big.
raised on the
Yeah, because you guys are
things.
using, there's Hexed, there's Cursed, there's Hasted, so this is a great way of keeping track
Is
of...
there room in that drawer over there? We can keep it.
There's, yeah.
Don't put him behind you, Tom.
Actually, might be too tall. Nice.
A little too tall.
Okay, that's fine. Have him nearby.
Nido Torpedo.
An attempt was made.
So anyway, D&D.
D&D.
I don't no idea what happened when last we left our heroes. Oh yeah, you've communicated to Captain Massingham that you're going to that you're taking over. You're basically disembarking. That the Chain of Acheron, are you going to issue the order to your troops to get on the Dark Dream?
Yep.
Easy. All right, I looked at you.
Okay. Soldiers start feeding across. Many of them don't look super excited about the prospect of going to Sirona's squid ship. An alien squid ship. But some of them are like, it's the timescape. Crazy shit happens in the timescape.
Mm-hmm.
We used to fly around in the big floating castle when we worked with Lady Brass, so this is wildly different than that. And it takes a while because it's a very narrow game plan. So it takes about an hour to get everybody over. And now you guys...
Slim's going to stand there in his new uniform, watching them file by, inspecting them as they go.
Like he's looking down on them all.
Yeah, because he's like a head taller than everybody else.
Sorry.
Yeah, like one of the soldiers is from Vanagar, and he's like 6'6", and so when he walks by, he's like at head level, and he's like, Like, what are you looking at? He doesn't say that, but he kind of gives you, and then he keeps going. He's just a rank and file.
I could stare down a hellhound.
So we need to know where the mouth hole is.
It's in the water. It's below.
Down below.
Yeah. It's
How do we feed it then?
Well,
there. Like I said, there are pools
Oh, okay.
that you can throw protein into, but like you can feed it all the dead bodies you got. It's not going to be enough. Like it needs to eat like a whale.
Oh, well, yikes.
yeah, but the dead bodies are a good start.
Yeah, they'll keep it like happy.
Yeah. Just have the
Get him in there.
Is that what those white pools were? Is that the pools? Okay.
Well, it depends. There are lots of different white pools. They don't all do. They don't all do the same thing.
here, give me the
Oh yeah.
It's not the brain pool.
No, there's a lot of the feeding pools are on the cattle deck, which is the lowest deck. I
Cattle
believe.
deck.
It's the big.
There it
It's the
is.
big one.
All right, here's how we really throw him for a loop. Now we go after the fisher.
Ooh, we gotta feed it. It's big.
If you guys want to go after, the waiting god, by all means.
We took out one god.
That's true. That's true. Make it 2 for 2.
Well, we took out.
Did that arrow evaporate as well?
Yep.
Yeah, you
Wow.
would do that.
You guys got 3 more.
Yeah.
How many mage slaying arrows do you need?
More.
More. Yeah. I mean, the more
How
the
many
better.
mages are in the world?
More than 3.
Well,
Yeah.
we need that many.
How many mages are left in the chain?
Not that many actually. There's like Butts is probably of all the retainers. I think Butts is the only real spellcaster now. And I don't know that there are any rank. The rank and file guys don't have class, They're like basically first level soldiers.
Units.
All right. Well,
The absolute units.
Units.
I mean, I still need to figure out King's Retainer.
Yeah.
Because I have charisma, but yeah.
Well, from this point forward, you don't automatically get retainers just for your charisma. You have to recruit them. That's what I was talking about earlier. Is that
Wait, so can you recruit past your charisma amount?
yeah, there's no that charisma value was just a aide de memoire for me. To be like, well, certainly you guys are starting with some junior officers already. How many? I could just roll a random number. Or pick a number. But I went, well, how about we base it on your charisma? And so those are the junior officers. And from this point forward, if you want more junior officers, you got to recruit them. Like the normal way you recruit NPCs is by meeting people and being nice to them. Ha! I should say the normal way other people recruit NPCs by meeting them and being nice to them.
Sort of break them down.
All right. Well, how do we get out of here? How do we actually get to capital now?
Well, there's a couple of issues. One is that you guys are still in the middle of the maelstrom. Like if you guys just emerged into real space from here, you'd be destroyed. You have to basically follow Captain Massingham.
Yep.
And then she has her own method for getting. But actually, I think the navigator on the Somnium Tenebris, it can use its ability to get both ships through without her having to use the seer.
Oh,
Because it's designed to work on, like, it's got an area effect.
Mhm.
It's designed to work on a fleet of
Right.
ships, but that fleet is probably no more than 3 total ships, including the Somnium.
Is Slim, are you able to communicate with the navigator? Like the way that Nails was able to, where it responded?
Anybody who is psychic can.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, are we
Although
able to...
I don't know that Slim ever has. That's up to you. Whether you've ever done it before, because there was obviously like someone's job
Right.
was talking to the navigator.
Right.
So are we able to relay that information to Massingham about the fact that we believe the navigator can get both ships through without them needing
Are you going to go tell her that?
Sure.
If we knew that information whenever we were over on the ship,
He knows it. He can. I'm sure that while we were having Cheez-Its, Slim was telling you folks whatever Phil thinks is reasonable for him to explain. Like, is there anything you know about the ship that you wouldn't tell him? Is there any, like, there may be things that I haven't told you, but in principle, do you feel like, oh, I might want to keep something secret from the chain, or no, I would just tell.
I mean, if that's the case, I don't think he'd be in the.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we just want. I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't help Slim to have a crew that doesn't know how
Sure.
the ship works.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would think that he would give as much information.
Do we?
Okay, well,
Yes.
Captain Massingham is happy that she doesn't have to call upon the seer because that trip is dangerous, and it's not unusual for people to be like lost overboard and stuff like that.
Turn into gods.
So,
Do we know if
now
this
we sail.
ship-
Now we sail together, but apart. She says.
Okay.
She holds out her hand and she says, "Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope we never meet again."
I understand that.
really on our shit list now, Boots.
Where did this take place?
Probably like
Down-
on the
down the course.
probably on the quarterdeck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to be there can be there because now that you've kind of woken her up, she's taking charge of the ship.
This creature has a weak soul.
I'm going to ask her and Gedesto's there?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her and Gedesto, are you all still planning to travel to Capital?
Yeah.
And we want to take that gear that we took from the orcs.
I mean, you're wearing it.
Well, okay.
That's the reason you guys are medium infantry now instead of light infantry. It's
And
'cause
we
you
need
took it,
we need some pudding for copper.
Oh yeah,
That's important.
and at least
The food that they had for the orcs, we need that.
Massingham's like, you don't need any pudding. And Gedesto's like,
The important things.
yeah.
I think I'll say to Gedesto, whenever we dock in Capital, I'd like to talk with you about what we can do when we're at the docks in regards to...
I'd be
getting
happy in
permits and
exchange
things.
for a tour of the inside of that beast that has tormented the Sea of Stars for as long as I've been a sailor.
Sure, it's not that impressive.
Well, it seems impressive from the outside.
It's disgusting.
Is it full of mind flayer bodies?
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
many
light
of them
one,
been-
actually.
Oh, maybe I'll stay here.
Not anymore.
Well, that's right. We're gonna feed him.
You guys haven't killed that mind flayer yet, have you?
Not yet.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Not yet.
The alive one.
So it's going to be like another 2 days before you guys get out of the maelstrom. It would the space and time they correlate, but not 1-to-1. Right, so it would take 2 weeks to cross, but now it's and you guys have already. It takes like 3 days, and you guys have already spent 1 day crossing. So you guys are still going to spend another couple days on the Astral Sea.
Okay.
And you guys are, Cadesto will make a schedule with you, Judge, since he sees King as kind of the equivalent to Captain Massingham now. He'll make a schedule with you where, like, a couple of times a day the boats will dock. So if anybody needs to cross back and forth, if there are any supplies you guys need,
Yeah, like, do we even have a kitchen on this boat?
I mean, there is a mess. There is a mess hall. It has all the features that a really well fitted galleon would have. It's got a crew mess. It's got a junior officer mess. It's got there's like the equivalent of like a skilled laborer, like an NCO mess. There's an officer's mess. There's quarters for everybody. It's much like any other galleon. There's a lot of work just keeping this thing running, a lot of maintenance, just keeping it going. So some of your soldiers are going to have to be pressed into service to become like sailors, basically. Even though like the ship has a huge brain, it does use these sails that catch the psychic wind, and that needs rigging and all sorts of other stuff. And the ship had the difference is that a lot of what you need on the Rosso Cielo is carpentry and smithing, and there are people that do nothing all day except sew to keep the sails functioning. The equivalent on the Somnium Tenebris is like being a doctor. There's organs and stuff like that have to be maintained, and it's not like being a carpenter. It's like being a surgeon.
Awesome.
Because keep in mind that whenever you're walking around inside the Somnium Tenebris, it's like being inside arteries, right? It's you're inside a giant living thing.
You said you had identify, right? Can you identify that gem and the blood red smooth stones?
I need a nap.
This room will suit my purposes.
Well,
Is
he
that
said
the
it's
captain's? Is that the
going to
captain's
be a
deck?
couple days.
Do you interface with the ship?
Yeah. I sit down on the pilot's seat. And
So yeah, the pilot seat reclines, and because of your specific physiology, there's little like all over Slim's body. There are these discolorations. There are these like patches of very dark colored skin amongst his ochre skin, and these tendrils that kind of go, and they stick to these little spots on his skull. And you are that, and by the way, now you're the pilot. Like technically, before this moment, you were not the guy who had the bind, the connection.
right.
But now, even when you disengage from this thing, you're still going to have that connection.
Oh, neat.
And now, if you want to, you can talk to the navigator. You can set a course.
I will do that.
All right. How is the
Oh,
room?
can we put Devin's coins out on like somewhere, like maybe on the battle mat, so that when Jerry is that way, people watching the tactical stream can see them, because she just tuned in and she's like, they talked about the coins. Yes, we did. We love them. We think they're awesome. I think the detail on there is super cool, and I actually love the artistry in them and the way they have like.
Do you have a little eraser?
What's the word I'm looking for?
There.
I have like an astrolabe at home and a sextant at home that I actually just like your finger. Wait, flip it over. Wait, no, never mind. There is a unused one of those in the kitchen. We've been using this broke down eraser now for months. Unbeknownst to us, there's a whole fresh one that we've never even.
Unbeknownst
It's
to us.
typical of us.
Unbeknownst to us.
Unbeknownst to me. So yeah, I actually bought a prop sextant once to use in D&D, but it came already broken. So yeah, these are super cool. They're neat little brass paperweights. So yeah, the navigator has a lot to say.
Let's hear it.
Really work.
Yeah, you hear a voice. Now you've never done this before. You've seen other Gith do it, but you hear a voice say in your head, "This is ship intelligence." there are critical faults in all organ systems. It's a female voice.
Mhm.
It's very kind of non-inflected. Estimate complete cellular breakdown in 13 uvas.
Uvas.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Will feeding the Dwagar bodies help that at all? We'll get another uva.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna,
You can just imagine like, remember Alien?
Mhm.
Imagine asking questions to Mother. It's kind
Right.
of the same thing.
yeah, I mean, I'll ask it. Okay, what do we need to do to fix, to remedy this?
The
problem?
Somnium Tenebris is a heavy dreadnought psionic propulsion. It requires protein to maintain vital systems.
Can you ask how long a uva is?
It requires approximately 1,000 Lycas of protein every week.
Okay. Do I know how much that is?
You have no idea.
Okay.
It's some crazy mind flayer. The O'Malley, it starts reporting the O'Malley field is at 15%.
Mhm.
The Fepular manifold is at 8% and will fail within the next 15 uvas.
Febular manifold.
Are these modular synthesizer?
They're all no.
Oh my god.
No,
I would have been
no,
much
that's
more impressed.
Judge's spells.
Yeah, apparently.
Judge's spells are references to
Okay. Well, I
noise engineering spells.
I want it to sort of basically make a to-do list of maintenance things.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know what that list is.
Okay.
So like it does it and transmits it to your mind, so
Mhm.
you can just recall like, okay, here's what we need to do.
All right.
Um,
Can I talk to people while I'm doing this?
no,
No. Okay. So I'm
no.
kinda
You can like you're basically like it's imagine like you're at the barber and it's just really loud.
Yeah.
So you might be able to talk, but you wouldn't know you wouldn't be able to hear yourself or your tone of voice. You're not super aware if there are people standing around you or not.
Mhm.
But then when you come to,
Right. Okay.
What's the rooming situation on this?
there's
This is a much bigger
actually
ship, right?
the navigator will say that the crew complement of is for 15 illithids and 80 slaves.
23.
So there's quarters for all you. There's like nice places for you folks,
Mm.
and there's somewhat Spartan facilities because they're slave quarters for all your soldiers.
Is the battery on for that? Because this one died.
Yep.
How is the battery pack?
Because we need to remember to turn it on when we unplug the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're bad about that.
I think we just need a battery pack solution that doesn't require us to remember stuff. It's just
It is
work.
on.
It should just work.
That one's
Are these labels accurate, Matt?
Probably.
Mostly.
I reserve the right to overrule it in
Yeah.
case it turns out to be like,
Okay.
here's where the +5 Holy Avenger is stored. Wait, what? But otherwise, yeah. I used that when I was designing the adventure.
Okay.
Judge is gonna commandeer one of these rooms and set it up as like his own because
Okay.
like right now he's completely spent. Like he's
My
hurt.
energy box is completely dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a Barbarella quote. Yeah, they're really nice quarters for a mind flayer. Like there's all sorts of expensive, like 1970s Spencer gift stuff in here, like crazy, like RGB, all the things.
Can I tell if there's a bed or is it like
Yeah,
so wacky looking?
it's like a waterbed.
Oh, great.
It's not actually
Fluid
literally a
filled
waterbed.
sack.
It's not actually literally a waterbed. It's a big, squishy, gelatinous, probably living mattress. It's okay. You don't have to feed it. It naturally will eat all of your dead skin cells.
Awesome. He's gonna sleep on the floor.
Okay.
Don't
Should
trust
have a
that.
bedroll.
Yeah, you have
Oh, yeah.
you have normal adventuring gear, so you can put. But it's yeah.
So he's gonna sleep on the floor.
So where do you want to be? Do you want to be on the captain's deck?
Are there rooms on the captain's deck?
There are actually enough rooms on the captain's deck for everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, well, you guys are.
But that's Slim's room right there.
The big one.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I want to pick out my room.
The master
I love
suite.
this.
This is something becomes Sims.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, what I'll try to do between now and the next time we play is get a version of that map that has the rooms but not the grid,
Mhm.
because the way that grid is printed on there just makes it hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just choose 5.
Yeah, there's 2 5s.
Yeah, you guys
Come on,
can each
five.
get your own.
Yeah.
You guys don't have. You guys, there's plenty of rooms and they're
Yeah,
large
there's
enough.
the command deck, which is right below it, has a ton. Well, not a ton.
A lot of those rooms aren't quarters there.
There's helmsman quarters, bridge, officers'
Very
quarters.
detailed ship.
It's huge. Yeah, it's. I mean,
Two officers'
the
quarters.
Rossos yellow is as detailed.
Cool, turreted
just-
bombards.
Yeah, it's got, but don't forget, it's if you can find the brains, it's a Tempur-Pedic gelatinous cube. Somebody in chat,
Battlemaster's room.
Penge just said it's a Tempur-Pedic gelatinous cube. Actually, it is very like a gelatinous cube that you would sleep on. Yeah, the mattress. I'm sure you'd wake up not covered in goo.
But refreshed.
Yeah, this is just as big. Like the Rossos Yellow is just as big a ship. They're both big galleons.
The battle deck looks like it's.
If you guys can find brains to plug into them, you also have psionic cannons.
Whoa.
There's a lot of crew quarters on the battle deck.
Well, we got that one mind flayer that we chopped the floppy arm from, so we can plug that one in.
Yeah, I want to.
Wait, you chopped the floppy arm from? That guy's dead.
We
Yeah,
chopped
it's
his
out
head.
of brain.
It's-
Oh, well, we
it
got
has to
that
be-
guy.
It's like cut in half.
We
Yeah,
could attach that guy to it.
How can I make it so that like these guys can access the rooms without having to use the?
You just tell the navigator. You just tell the navigator to like who the officers are, and then their handprints will.
Okay.
Cool. It's up to basically you're going to set security permissions.
Yeah.
And it's up to you. And the navigator, all you have to do is imagine the person and imagine what you want them to do, and the navigator will say, you know,
Cool.
pattern recognized.
Right on. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, okay, then I'll have it give them all the proper permissions, except for my room.
Okay, fine. Well, you don't have to worry about that. They don't natively have the capacity to interface the way you do. So they couldn't talk to the navigator. The only reason Nails could do it was because he was in God mode and had infinite psionic power.
Gotcha.
It's memory eating foam. It's not memory foam. It's memory eating. Sorry. Chat likes the illithid beds.
Sure, they're very comfortable.
Is anyone going to sleep in the illithid beds? King? Copper?
I probably should.
I'm not very healthy.
They don't heal you. They just.
Well, I mean,
It's just they kind of.
Well-
when you wake up, you don't feel like as grody. It's almost like, oh, I took a shower. Yeah,
It's mild
because this
exfoliant.
thing, yeah, exactly. This thing was during the night was going eating all my dead skin cells.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how mind flayers stay so silky smooth.
Yeah,
And
that sounds,
it's like they look like they moisturize. No, they just sleep on these beds.
sounds quite refreshing.
Okay, cool.
Can I figure out what the medium-sized crystal is?
How would you go about figuring it out?
Poke it and prod it. Have I seen it before? Anything in the Chronicle?
Make a history check.
Uh, 12.
It probably is. You know that it seems like it's maybe like a. You know, it's got something to do with gemstone dragons, but more than that, you don't know. King certainly doesn't know what Lars knows.
Yep. All right.
Maybe it's an egg. Maybe it's a gemstone dragon egg. Maybe.
Should identify? Is that
Well, we
It is-
need
Right, okay, we haven't long
after
rested yet.
after
We
the
haven't long
rest.
rested yet.
We got at least 3 things we need to identify.
Okay.
I need to see how my identifier is.
You guys drank those potions, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit. Sorry.
Are there things in the astral sea that this ship can eat?
Yeah, but not without a fight that you might lose. Right? Like if you guys end up on the mundane world, then there's you can just put it on patrol mode, and it'll go and it'll eat krill if it has to. Like, and it might find and hunt and fight a whale, and probably not have to, unless it was like a sperm whale. Probably wouldn't have to worry about like, oh look, a bunch of dolphins, no problem. But the stuff on the astral sea fights back, and it's as tough. Okay. It would be like fighting another ship.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
So the question is if we can make it back to Orden on it, however many flukes of.
Well, we only have 3 days
What's
left. We gotta
a
imagine-
flukey? What kind of ridiculous nonsense are you inventing there?
We gotta imagine that 14 flukes is more than 2 days. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we
You
don't
talking
have.
about uvas? You mean uvas?
No, we're talking about
Flukes.
flukes.
You have 13 uvas.
I'm pretty sure you said flukes. I mean, we have to ask chat, but
the bodies that we just fed it at least will tide it over for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of how big was that Dwargar
Oh, they're giants, right?
True.
Aren't they huge?
No,
No,
dwarves.
that's a spell. They
Sorry.
do, like
Dense,
enlarge.
right? They're like power bars.
they're there. They're so full of protein. I mean, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
But it's like something that's starving, and you
Right.
gave it a power bar.
Right.
Like it's like okay, it's the promise of more food to come. Like at least something now is thinking about my welfare is what the
Right.
ship is thinking.
Can you,
The ship, by the way, the ship doesn't actually have like a brain. The brain is the navigator.
So it's like an amoeba.
Yeah, it's a collection of organs. It's got a nervous system, but it doesn't. The ship doesn't think. The navigator thinks,
Okay.
and you think. You and the navigator, the two of you, ship command and ship intelligence, are. And in fact, that's one of the things that happens when you interface with the ship. You like the part of the ritual is whoever the pilot is says, "This is ship command," and there's ship command and there's ship intelligence, and that's the pilot and that's the navigator.
Cool. Right on.
Do you think any other information we should try to get off of the Gensai?
Yeah, what are you gonna do with her? She just would like to have her own quarters and relax and not be a prisoner. She's hungry.
Did you clean the sails?
I mean, it's going to take if one person doing it. It's going to take a long time, but she's working.
Can we move if the sails aren't up?
Yeah, you just don't move as fast. It's just a question of like the navigator, the ship, and the navigator combined both have the kind of the brain power to propel themselves.
I think we can. Well,
The
probably
sails
don't
are more
want
like
to
are more like a turbo boost, right? Like when the ship needs speed to catch up to somebody.
Uses the sails.
Oh, anyway, yeah.
But
like it
we
caught
would-
up to the
We wouldn't
Rosso
want to be
Cielo.
moving faster than the Rosso Cielo right now anyway, so we could get them cleaned and we could have some of the guys take care of it and put our symbol on it.
Yeah.
yeah, and like help out. What's her name? Because then that's kind of a show of faith that we're not just gonna be jerks, right?
What is a jerk?
Dried meat.
We are not dried meat.
We are not dried.
Precisely.
That would have been a perfect little dropship conversation. Yeah, just so she doesn't know we're not jerks. What is jerk? It's like dried meat. Yeah, we are not dried meat. Sorry. Okay, what else are you guys going to do over the course of the rest of the day? You know what? I mean, it's safe. You guys have cleared the ship. It's yours. I know the judge is going to take a long rest, which
And then
will,
I'm gonna
as far as
take an
judge's
hour-
clock
8 hour
goes.
rest too.
Yeah, so we'll advance. We can advance to the next day. What do you do with Aslaug, the Ganassi? Do you just leave her kind of toiling over the sails?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We should have like, we've got all our men here now.
Yep.
So I'm assuming she started on them, but like,
Yeah.
we can assign a handful of people to
Yeah,
help her out.
given how many soldiers you have, there are quite a few who have sailor backgrounds.
Yeah.
And were sailors before they were soldiers. And then there are a bunch more who have been on ships a lot, just as soldiers in the chain, and kind of know what to do. So they're able to act as a crew, and they're perfectly able to clean and repair, because the sails are... There's a bunch of ale. There's a bunch of illithid ale. There's like 48 casks of it. There's a bunch of food.
Illithid ale.
Yeah.
I wonder what that tastes like.
We should play some Red Dragon Inn. Find out.
Yes.
I haven't played Red Dragon Inn in a long time. Anyway.
I have that other expansion.
And there's a bunch of purple, what appears to be spider silk that is used to fix and repair the sails. There's bolts of it.
I think Cook would probably take a liking to her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Cook is very, looks after others.
Describe Cook to me.
Cook is a halfling
Right.
woman.
Mhm.
She's a bit older, in human terms, she's probably in her mid-40s or maybe early 50s. She's very, stout and matronly and things like that. She's I think her class is cut purse.
Got it.
Yeah, but she has crazy, super frizzy red hair that's really, really coiled and just not just a little bit of freckles.
Right.
It's almost like her skin is almost all freckles kind of thing.
Cool.
But she just, putters around. She's the cook of the
Right.
company, obviously.
So do you kind of tell her, does Judge tell her, look, take care of this person?
I
Or
think
do
as,
you think it would
the-
happen automatically?
Well, I think Cook it would happen automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I think Judge is just fuck it.
So Cook will take Aslaug kind of under her wing and make sure, because for one thing, Cook recognizes immediately this person's deeply undernourished, even though you're not familiar with water Ganassi physiology.
Mhm.
She can just tell. So one of the first things she does is she makes Cook a meal. She makes Aslaug a meal. And so later that day, she'll report to you. Cook will come and talk to you and say, Yeah, I think she's fine. I just think she has, she's got, I don't know what the term the cook would use is, but she's in shock. Just from being a slave on this ship for who knows how long. She doesn't even remember how long she's been on the ship.
Well, that's to be expected. Just do what you do best.
Okay. She'll be fine. I'll take care of it.
What else can the staff do? The command staff.
It can open doors and stuff like that. It can take off. It can. There's dozens of those slave collars. It can open and close the slave collars, and it's a rod of absorption.
What does the navigator know about the mind flare? Down below.
Let's find out.
I mean, the navigator knows what was written in the log, which was that his name's Sulene, I think. Let me see. Did I remember that? Sulirin. The mind flayer's name is Sulirin, and he was telling you the truth. He was arrested because he was basically sentenced to some grisly fate after they're letting him stew. They let him stew down there on purpose just to kind of get his mind spinning as to what horrible things are going to happen to him. But they were going to kill him because mind flayers have a very kind of cruel society, and exactly what he said. Like they were going to murder the. They didn't think the water ganassi had any value, and so they were just going to kill her. And he's like, no, I want to torture her, and they got in a fight about it. And,
does that collar on him, do we know anything about that? Is that basically like make him harmless?
well, he would still have any physical abilities he had before, like his brain eating thing would still work because that's purely physical, biological. But it's a dampener for all of his psychic powers. So his mind blast wouldn't work. His spells wouldn't work.
Right.
His spells wouldn't work. His mind blast wouldn't work. But he could still be dangerous.
Captain, the sooner we get rid of that creature, the better. Commander, sorry. I'm the captain.
You're the pilot. Well, you're whatever you want to be. It's IPA. The ale is IPA, Illithid Pituitary Ale.
Oh my
IPA.
gosh.
Punch
Has Slim ever
7
drank any of it?
No, it's the stuff you had was basically like rum, grog, watered down rum. No, this is the nice stuff.
Is it is it potable?
Is it drinkable?
Yeah.
Is it like, well, I mean,
Will it kill any of...
yeah, like when they would have drow guests and stuff on the ship and other people that they treated like equals, they would serve this ale. So creatures from across the timescape have had it.
Is it good?
Is it good?
What kind of check do we roll to
What-
see?
what-
to see
what-
if
I'm
we-
rolling out. I'm rolling
Does
out.
like anyone who try it, like, I'm wondering if like
Is it good?
Slim likes it, right?
Yeah, it's tasty. Yeah, it's thick and viscous. Like you can do this weird thing with when if you start pouring it out of the bottle, it'll start pouring out, and then you can literally tip the bottle and it'll go and it'll suck it back in because it's like
So it's like Jello.
yeah, it's like a super fluid or it's like a non-Newtonian fluid.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's really sweet. It's really almost like cloyingly sweet. Like unless you really like sugared stuff, it's too sweet.
Sweet.
Nails doesn't have a mouth anymore, so I can't talk to him.
Sweet.
It's true. You can't talk to me.
Well, I speak with
Yeah.
dead, but the corpse has to have a mouth.
Yeah,
so
correct.
says.
That's true. That's why I made sure he didn't have one.
You asshole.
Yeah, you also don't have it memorized. I know because I looked at it.
Huh?
You also didn't have Speak with Dead memorized.
It's a new day.
It's not yet a new day. It will be a new day tomorrow.
You can actually change your spells as a cleric. You just got to spend, I believe it's, I have to look it back up, but it's like a couple minutes per level of the spell or something like that.
I
So you can
take your
swap
word
it.
for it. So yeah, unless there's anything else you folks want to do, it'll be the next day, and you guys will get.
Just one more question.
Yep.
Does Slim have to be hooked up in the pilot's chair to keep the ship moving, or
No.
can he like basically tell the navigator?
You
what
can just
do?
talk to the navigator now.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell the navigator what to do.
All right. So is there any?
The navigator
hints-
can't do stuff on its own.
Right.
Right, you have to tell it what to do. It plots the course. You picture where you want to go,
Right.
and if you know what planet it's on, the navigator will figure out how to get there,
Gotcha.
and then the navigator can act like an autopilot. But
Gotcha.
once it completes that instruction, it just sits there.
Right.
Like unless the
so-
pilot tells it what to do.
Right. Gotcha. And the pilot needs to be connected through the hoses to tell it what to do. or
No, not now. Not now that you've interfaced with it.
Okay. So is there any reason why Slim will ever need to sit in that chair again?
Not that Slim knows, but it may
Okay.
be that the connection to the navigator needs to be refreshed,
Yeah.
or it may be that there's some there might be a difference between sending you images and actually talking to it directly.
Right.
But you've never done this before.
Right. Fair enough.
Are we fully healed after a long rest?
You regain all your hit points. You restore all of your class abilities, I believe, and you get half of any of your spent hit dice. So I don't know if you guys spent any hit dice.
We did not. Or at least I did not. I don't think we rested long enough to.
Yeah.
I was just down there fighting Dwargar the whole time.
Yeah. You did fine. You did fine.
Just grinding away the levels.
Is there anything interesting in the history of the Hergarn noble?
It's an obscure book. It's like kind of it's a book. It's the Higaran version of the story of one of the minor houses in the War of the Roses.
Okay.
It's accurate, and you've heard of that family, but you've never heard of this book before. It does, apart from the fact that it's really well made and old. Like when I say well made, I mean like it's got gold inlay and stuff like that. It doesn't have any kind of historical value.
Okay. Can you identify the 3 things we got that we don't know?
It's the next day.
This stuff is all illicit treasure?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it's the stuff they couldn't use. It belonged to them, but it was stuff that they harvested, and then it's like, well, I have no use for this. And they tossed it in a
like
pretty.
a bin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Judge has got to do his prayers the next day to be able to get his spells and stuff back too.
Oh, Asmodeus, hear me. Is it all right if I just call you Modius? No, it's mine. Sorry.
Okay. So nice that I have my own chamber to do that in now. So yeah, whenever he comes out, he's gonna meet up with King and start identifying some of the stuff. It's gonna take 10 minutes per item. Cast it as a ritual.
That's fine. We'll do the small gem first. That's some kind of clairvoyance thing or whatever.
The FOV.
Vision.
The fob stone.
I guarantee you people in chat figured it out. Based on, we'll see. I'm curious to watch chat back.
Perception or something.
It is an Ioun stone of awareness.
Awareness.
Ioun stone.
Yeah, you take it, you toss it up in the air, and it starts spinning around your head. And in fact, somebody can go, and if they're very dexterous, they can grab it. And there are different colors and different shapes. And the one that, if you have this and you toss it up in the air and it starts spinning around your head, you cannot be surprised.
That's pretty good. Does it do anything for perception checks or anything?
If you take it, throw it up in the air, and it spins around your head, you cannot be surprised.
All right. What about the
bag of pebbles?
Yeah.
Is detects magic. I assume you guys could cast detect magic on shit.
The
typical, those of you who have not played D&D habitually for 30 years, the typical process is you use a minor spell like detect magic to figure out what's magic, and then you actually identify it.
I thought in your world you can smell it.
Humans can just tell if stuff's magic. I forget who's human. Yeah, you're human.
Slim's making friends with Big Cat.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, he's not trying to handle him. He's just trying to make friends with him.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't in charge of 5th edition, so there isn't a make friends with Big Cat skill.
Okay.
This is the best we can do. Obviously, there would have been if I'd been in charge.
20.
20? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big Cat, when Big Cat sits down on his haunches, his head is about the same height as yours.
Nice.
She's big. She's big.
So 6.5 feet tall sitting.
Well, yeah, because she's got 6 legs. So when she sits, it's almost like a centaur, right? Because she's got 4 legs sitting and then 2 legs still up. And yeah, she'll if you try to make nice to her, she'll just turn and go and just go and then take the barbed tongue and scrape it across your face, and now you've got Big Cat slobber all over you.
Do they purr displacer beasts?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they do?
It's really loud. It's really loud. But they purr when they're angry. So they purr when they're angry, they purr when they're hungry, and they purr when they're happy.
Okay.
And so
this creature interests me.
Are you riding Big Cat at this point?
After I slept? Yeah.
Okay.
what is
this creature interests me.
Yeah.
You've seen displacer beasts before, but they're usually wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, usually they've always only ever been wild before. In fact, you probably know more about displacer beasts than.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Most people.
I don't think. Do I even know?
I think this might be the only living displacer beast that, apart from one or two you may have encountered in the way to getting this one. I don't think you've ever seen a displacer beast before. But they're quasi common in the plains.
What are the blood red stones?
The blood red stones are they're called blood pebble armor. And if you take the stones and if you attune to them, basically, if you put them against your skin, they will go into your skin, and they act like armor.
Whoa.
But you have to put them all over your body.
Cool.
And they don't stack with regular armor. You wear them instead of armor.
All right.
They give you AC 13 plus your Dex mod, so they are plus your Dex mod, whatever it is.
Is that chainmail?
No. Chainmail's like AC 15 and no Dex,
really?
I think. So this is actually way better than it's like better than leather by 1 or whatever.
Are they light?
Yeah, it's definitely light armor. But if you do this, if you put these blood pebbles all over your skin, it drains 1 hit die while you're wearing them. So you just have 1 fewer hit die. However, at every short rest, you get 1d8 temporary hit points.
Neat.
The temporary hit points do not stack.
Cool.
Yeah, and so now when people, if you're wearing this symbiotic armor and something attacks you, there's the way it works as armor is there's a good chance that the swords or the weapons are gonna just chip off of these blood pebbles.
What's your what are you wearing?
Just leather.
Leather?
Yeah.
So what's your
AC 16.
16 and
Yeah.
your dex is +5?
Yeah.
Does it give you the full 5 dex?
Yeah.
Oh, boom. Do you
So I
want to
get
use
17.
Well, if
It's basically
13,
1 better than the best light
it?
armor.
So you get 18.
Like the
You
best
get
light
18.
armor is 12
Oh.
plus Dex mod. This is 13 plus.
That'd be good. Sure.
Yeah. All right. That is.
Are you gonna wear the blood pebble armor?
I guess so.
Yeah, you see.
Does this mean that you can just
You're
take
gonna
a
be an
short?
interesting looking goblin, man.
Yeah, with
Oh,
the
he's got
top
the
hat.
top hat.
Yeah.
Top hat, blood red stones embedded.
Well, you
in your skin.
can't wear armor with the blood pebble armor. It is your armor,
Uh-huh.
but you can wear your normal clothes. You can wear your normal uniform. For
Okay,
instance.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to be like naked except for these stones on.
No.
I would still have like.
No, you just
or maybe.
It's a naked goblin. Is this your naked goblin?
Hat on and bloodstones.
Whose goblin is this?
Yeah, don't put them on your junk.
Yeah.
So wait,
And then the,
Yeah, you hear a scream from its quarters. Ah! I put it on my junk.
Can you take these off, or are they like permanent? Okay.
No. It's just like imagine like a really strong adhesive. Like if you go to take one of them off, it won't come off until you just like it's. Remember that? Were you there when Jerry got that mug? Where
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you just lever it off the right way, they'll and they'll just
Okay.
pop off, right? But otherwise they really want to stick.
Yeah, you probably don't want to cover up any holes.
Okay. Leave me alone in my room. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
test this stuff out.
And then the medium-sized crystal is.
It's a medium silent crystal.
Yeah.
It's got 12 charges. It recharges 1d6.
Wow, 18.
what does
How
a
many
medium
charges?
psionic crystal do?
It gives you psionic abilities.
You have to
It gives you-
buy
it gives
the
you
book
access-
Strongholds and Followers.
It gives you access
I'm asking for
to.
the people who haven't
It gives
done
you
that yet.
access. It gives you a certain number of charges that you can use on psionic manifestations, and it grants you knowledge of a handful of psionic manifestations.
How many charges did you say? 12?
12 charges, and it recharges 1d6 every day. If you ever use the last charge, there's a chance that it just won't recharge anymore.
What was it called?
I'll use
Sorry,
that.
what was the name of the blood?
Blood
It's called Blood Pebble
armor.
Armor. You're not going to find it in Dungeons and Dragons.
Got it. I thought it was a D&D thing.
It
Okay.
is not a D&D thing.
Sorry, I mean...
It's
in the
something
book.
I stole from Earth Dawn, which is a old FASA RPG.
Okay, so... Okay.
Yeah. And so does that mean with blood pebble armor, can he just, you said a short rest gives him temp HP of a 1d8.
Yep.
Does that just mean after he puts it on in the morning, he can just be like, oh, I'm just going to sit here for an hour and then get that temp HP at the start of the day?
Well, as long he can just wear it. He can sleep in it.
Oh, okay. There's no
Yeah, so-
detriment or exhaustion?
Nope.
So 1d8 every day,
Yeah, so you
Minus
just have
1
one. You
HP.
just have 1 fewer hit die,
and plus 2 AC.
which might not ever be a problem because, like, you guys
Minus
actually
1
made it through I
hit
think
die, not
6
HP.
encounters.
hit
yesterday.
die.
Hit die are the things you spend.
Yeah.
When we rest.
Oh, I thought it was minus 1 HP
That's
every
what I
day.
did too.
No,
No.
it's 1 hit die,
Oh.
which actually won't do anything unless you guys need to heal a lot, which so far you haven't needed to do.
Okay,
Like
so-
you guys got through 6 encounters yesterday, I believe, and you didn't need to. I don't know if you spent any hit dice.
No, we did 1 short rest, and I used at least 1, but I used prayer healing during the rest. So I healed
I must
everybody.
have blanked. I don't remember resting whatsoever.
You guys took a short rest.
It was it was after we took the hand. We did it because we fought all those rats.
no,
and you
because
guys were
people on
fucked.
YouTube complain about it.
Oh.
They were like, "What? There's a boarding action, and they're just going to sit here for an hour? That's stupid." I was like,
I
well,
completely forgot about it.
Well, maybe we didn't take the short rest then. We just took the 10 minutes for me to cast.
I think you only took
It was
10
10
minutes.
minutes,
I think you
yeah.
only took
You
10
can get rid of
minutes.
the hand. Don't need it anymore.
Hey,
No, it's a glove now.
it's a trophy.
You just
Plus
be like
we
Michael
gotta
Jackson,
go-
but with one purple glove instead.
It's as pale as my ice skin.
You want to go talk to the Mind Flayer guy again?
Me?
I meant us.
Why?
We shouldn't go down there alone.
Why are we gonna go down there at all?
Well, we gotta feed him to the beast at some point, but
Mm.
we can see if we can get anything else from him.
We
You're the
should
one
do
who wanted
that
to
as soon
recruit
as
him.
possible.
Tie him up and
How did that change?
Huh? You
You
talking
wanted
to me,
to-
King?
I'm talking to you, Anna.
Oh.
You wanted to recruit him like 30 minutes ago.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
So yeah, it's now there's this is the second day, and there's going to be one after this before, according to the navigator, you guys will be back in the mundane world, and presumably within sight of capital.
Yes.
And so now today is just normal boat getting to know the Somnium Tenebris. Slim knows a lot about it because he was a slave here. He doesn't know everything because he was not one of the masters until the very end, and even then he did not join in the revolt.
Did you ask the navigator to convert uvas to days and hours?
I could do that.
It doesn't really know how. It doesn't have a basis for. It uses celestial mechanics. It's like, oh yeah, once every rotation of the, and then it uses other. Yeah.
Fructin.
Does not
Yeah.
understand this concept.
14
Yeah.
dead from Omicrons.
Okay.
One every asconic revolution is an uva. And you're like, well, what the fuck is that? And it's just constantly referring to, it just constantly refers to things circularly. Like if you're from wherever the Mind Flayer's homeworld is, the stuff would make sense to you, but otherwise it's garbled, untranslatable nonsense.
Okay.
So how did the rebellion happen? Or why didn't you join the rebellion?
You mean against the Illithids?
Yeah. Like how did the people who rebelled come under Ajax's thumb?
I did join in the rebellion against the Illithids. I just wouldn't serve Ajax. That's why they threw me in the
Well, but
in the
so
brig.
what happened with Ajax? He came.
The order, well, what happened was like Mortem appeared before the Gith and said, I can give you the power to free yourselves, but then you have to join up. You have to work for Ajax. And the other Gith were like 100%. And you were like, wait, we're just trading one slave. We're just trading one master for another.
Right.
So the that was one event. It wasn't
I
two.
see.
It wasn't two
I
different
see.
events.
I see.
What?
Mortem also sounds like a wiener. He just like blindly follows this guy.
So
Who blindly follows who?
Mortem blindly follows Ajax.
now that you're all rested,
Wiener begets wiener.
you should know
Wiener.
that
Wienerception.
Ajax has an agent. I mean, it was either on the other ship or in the chain. I'm not sure who it is,
Oh, that's how they followed us.
but I heard Mortem talk about it.
It's probably Boots.
We've got to weed this person out.
How crazy would that
Whoever
be?
he or she
For
may
me
be.
to be like, hey, we're gonna kill your character, no problem. And then your next character is gonna be a spy for Ajax. I'm gonna do that.
Quick.
Worst D&D game ever. Yeah,
Well, I mean, Nils did say don't trust the.
the booted one.
There have to be. Did they indicate if there is some way that this person was
He wouldn't have said don't trust
communicating?
the if it was somebody he knew in the chain. He would have said their name. He wouldn't say don't trust the Boots.
Oh man, how would we even go about figuring out who?
We could just kill everyone. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it could be that they're on the other ship, and if we destroy that ship, then the problem will be solved.
Ooh,
You hear the voice of the Mind Flayer from the prisoner going, good idea.
Wait, are we down there talking about this around?
wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Yeah.
No, I can't. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and kill this mind flayer.
I mean, it's not going to hurt. I'll kind of miss his stories, but
There would be a lot of interesting people in Capital.
this is true.
All right, do you want to go with us and
And
we'll
you
figure out where
can't,
to
you
feed
can't
him?
trust a mind flayer, but I do kind. I mean, that mini.
Yeah.
Just looks, I'm just
I
looking
think
at the mini. The mini's really cool, but the
The
mind
mini's
flayer's
dope.
like the mind flayer's not as cool as the mini.
Yeah.
The Mind Flayer is at least as cool as the
No. Okay, I don't know. Can they see this?
Is there some sort of
And
like
is it-
stick
focus it.
that we can attach to the
How fucking
ring
cool it is.
to like,
I want
you
that
know what I
mini on my
mean?
team.
Like how they did with Hannibal,
Man
you
catcher
know,
thing?
where they had like yeah.
No, that's not. The Mind Flayers ruled mostly through fear, and they just had weapons. So they just told people where to go when they went there. Like they didn't. People didn't. When the ship was run by Mind Flayers and their slaves, people didn't disobey. So they had no. They had no need for like physically manipulating the slaves around.
Touching
And,
touching this creature would be unwise.
But
I
can-
suggest shooting arrows at it through the cage until it's dead, and then we'll feed it to the ship.
I don't think it's the Mind Flayer.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's the mind flayer either, but I think we need to have Angel start looking out for things.
And I guess, yeah, Judge, you had started to talk about it, but how he communicates back to more, there may be a certain way
Right,
he
because
communicates.
I was thinking if there's a way that he's able to, whoever this spy is able to communicate back to Mordum, like they probably are using some kind of magical item. And I was going to ask, is it common for members of the chain to have just magic items, or is that kind of a senior officer privilege?
No, I mean it's actually pretty common for them to have magic because as you guys. But it's usually really minor stuff. Because as you guys are like, well, we're 5th level now. We have no real use for this minor thing. You'll pass it down to the lower officers. And that's a tradition going back to when my friends and I played in the 80s. We're like, well, we're 15th level now. I don't need this +1 sword. And there were rules for how to convert a +1 sword into my soldiers having more power. I don't have rules for that in Strongholds and Followers, but probably Kingdoms of Warfare will. Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's all minor stuff. And a lot of it's like... expendable. A lot of it's like potions and whatnot.
To be honest, with it being Mortum, who is the connector, like Mortum probably has sending. So we just use sending even across planes or message or whatever one does that to talk with them and get like a short report back.
That's probably true. I mean, King did it that one time. Last ship, so.
Something has occurred to me. This Mind Flayer wouldn't be working for...
The Mind Flayer is not the plan.
The Mind Flayer is definitely not the spy. But if Mortem came to this ship, helped the Gith overthrow the Mind Flayers, and then put them in charge, and like sent them the coordinates to find us, maybe he left the mark with like some other innocuous being on the ship. Never trust a mermaid.
Let's see, with the
But
navigator.
that doesn't explain
What were
how
you gonna say?
the Dark Dream found our ship.
Mortem told them how to find us.
Would the navigator have a
Mordum
log?
told them to find you.
Yeah. No, like
I guess we didn't ask
the
the
navigator
question.
has a log of like where the Rossos Yellow was, and they just told the navigator to go. That's what Mortem provided.
How do you know there's a traitor? We didn't ask.
Because I heard the wizard say it. Right, Matt?
Yep.
Okay,
So
Because that's what like one of the knight, the Gith knight that had been in charge was like, why do we need you? We can just. He's like, because I know I can track it. I can track that ship anywhere in the timescape. There's nowhere they can go with it. I have agents on the ship.
Agents.
And agent. I have an agent on the ship.
That sounds like it's.
Oh, before, not on this ship.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
it would've been-
on
Well,
Rossos
he would have
Yellow.
said I can track them anywhere they go.
Right.
So nobody else, other than the officers, knew about the job, other than King. So
Was it highly likely that they're a member of the crew on the Rossos Yellow?
better not be Gadesta. I like Gadesta.
There's one way to make sure.
But
Give the command.
That's way too brutal, and we don't have a.
but
I did see Commander Sweet. May he rest in power.
a tip his hat.
Pieces.
Rest in a misty smear.
Damn.
May he rest as wallpaper on the captain's room. I did see Commander Sweet fraternizing with a one of the rank and file that seemed to recognize him from a previous life.
Oh, that guy.
Can we talk with Angel?
Yeah.
Maybe Angel knows what's up.
Angel was supposed to watch that guy, so let's call
So
him.
Angel shows up, and this is during a period where the two ships are docked and people can go back and forth. And Angel kind of pads up and reports to you folks and turns to Judge and says, "Boss, can I talk to you?"
Yep.
Privately.
Sure.
Would you the rest of you excuse us while Anna and I have a conversation?
Fine.
There's pretzels and Cheez-Its.
Yeah, just,
Bye.
Goodbye, Lars.
I'm the commander, motherfucker.
Bye.
He didn't say, "Can I have a conversation with you?" He asked
Yeah,
Judge.
well, guess what? I need to talk to him.
I don't
so
need a tender.
I said I want to talk to Angel.
No, I'm talking to Angel right now.
Yeah,
You
but
wait
I
your
said
turn.
I want-
Okay, well then he'll wait for you. He'll wait to talk to you. Yes.
Okay.
What can I do, sir?
Apparently I have a spy.
What
Potentially
does that
with
mean? A spy. Who told you
somebody
that?
reporting to Morton,
Who told you that?
the Gith guy we recruited.
You trust him?
Yes.
All right. You want me to find the spy?
And bring him to us.
Okay.
Such a fuckface.
Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master is French for fuckface. People can't see your giant middle finger.
No, I'm putting my hand pointing at you. That's the camera pointing at you, so they see my middle finger.
People could see it. It's too, yeah.
All right, probably now that we're alone.
Boss, you need to see something.
What do you got?
Come with me.
All right.
He pads away, and you go and you cross to the other ship.
To Ross's Yellow?
Yep.
Okay.
And he takes you down below decks to the crew deck. And there's a bunch of hammocks, and everyone's on duty right now. So this is where the crew of the Rossdale Cielo sleep. Actually, no, he takes you down one more floor to the hold where there's a bunch of cargo.
Belly.
And as you're walking through, there's a bunch of stuff stored down here. It's stuff that they were planning on selling when they got to Camara, but now they're going to have to sell it in Capital. There's a tarp over a crate, and it almost looks like somebody's piled like potatoes or something on top of this crate and then covered in a tarp. And he takes the tarp and he pulls it back, and there's a dead body.
Do I recognize it?
Yep.
Who is
It's Zarok. He's a dwarf that serves the chain.
Did you drink too much?
Wait, did he drink too much? Is that what you're asking?
I asked Angel, what happened? How did you find this?
Yeah, I was down here helping out the crew. Like everybody, like before you guys took the ship, everybody here was basically, all the soldiers were acting like kind of makeshift sailors.
Yeah.
And he was just down here looking for places to stow things. Like, he has a much more plausible explanation for why he's down here than I do.
Yeah.
He says, I was just down here doing this thing,
I wasn't
and I saw this, and I was like, what the hell is that? It looks like someone just left some
Weird.
crap here.
Okay. So I want to investigate the body and see if I can figure out what may be the cause of death. If it's not immediately apparent.
Boss, this guy's been dead for like 3 days. I've seen Zarok. I saw him about 2 hours ago.
What was he doing 2 hours ago?
He was doing normal soldier stuff.
Normal soldier stuff. Do you know where he's at right now?
Nah, I couldn't put my finger on him right this second if I had to. But I'm sure he's around.
Okay. Do you think he's over here on the Ross's Cielo right now, or do you think
Probably
he's back
not. Probably not.
on the Somnium?
Yeah. I think almost everybody now. There's still some, because we can go back and forth, there are still some soldiers helping out with the Ross Social just to keep up goodwill. But other than that, no. And this guy's body has been like, he's a dwarf, and someone's taken him and kind of gone to stick him in here. So he's not just lying there in repose. He's been like crushed.
Okay. So remind me real quick of the time frame that we're on.
Yeah.
3 days ago, was that before we entered the Maelstrom?
So it's around when?
It's around when?
Yeah. Three days ago was the day of the battle at the church in Black Bottom.
Right. But he would have made it onto the ship, and then somebody... Do you know... Sorry, what's the dwarf's name again?
The dwarf's name is Zarok.
Zarok?
Yeah.
Do you know? Well, did Xerox get into something in Black Bottom?
He might have. I mean, I doubt it. Xerox, he's a pretty typical dwarf.
What has Xerox been doing the past few days? Have you noticed?
I mean, I only found this body like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but
So-
have you seen Xerox over the past few days?
But I didn't notice anything.
Okay, like he wasn't acting
Nope.
unusual or asking questions or.
Nope, it was just keeping his head down and acting like a dwarf.
Okay.
Sir,
Have you told anybody else about this?
I was going to tell Sweet.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay. All right. Thank you for showing me this. Let's keep this kind of quiet right now. As King said, we think that there's a rat on the ship, not the rodent kind, that is feeding information to Mortum about our whereabouts. So
Yeah,
we're
and
gonna
he's
want to.
disguised as Xerox.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take care of this. So I think at this point, Judge is definitely gonna want to work with Angel to try and figure out where Xerox is
Got it.
and see if we can figure out what's going on.
I'll go find him.
Okay, and then Judge is going to.
Listen, boss, if whatever is going on, I mean, somebody killed Xerox and stuffed him in here. And now that thing or person looks like Xerox.
Yeah.
What happens if I go to look for this thing and it knows I'm looking?
That's a good point.
Like if we're talking about just some sailors or even like a regular spy, no problem.
Yeah, this
I can take
obviously
care of
is
that.
something else.
I mean, you give me the order, I'll do it. But I don't know what this thing is.
Right, we don't know what we're up against. So we should probably come at this a little bit more tactfully. So what do you
Can I
think?
ask you a question? So this new, whatever the hell it is.
The Gith Yankee?
Yeah, I mean, that thing's some kind of alien thing from the astral sea. I don't got any problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you trust Boots?
I mean, Boots has been with us a while. He was...
Boots has been, yeah.
Yeah. He was, he followed Nails pretty closely.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, she followed Nails pretty closely.
Well, we don't, sure.
Um,
I mean, does it seem strange to you that all of a sudden Boots is a senior officer?
well, we had to have somebody pick up Nails' spot.
Whose idea was it? Was it your idea? Or was it Boots's?
Well, I don't have any say in that kind of thing.
Well, he means yours and the senior officers.
Oh. That's a good question.
All right, well,
I don't
I'll go
think Judge
find.
knows the answer to
I'll go
that.
keep an eye on Xerox, but I won't make a move because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, plus we don't want to show our hand too early. If we're gonna swing and got a hit.
Okay.
Obviously there's something going on here. I want to ask them though before we depart. Is there a reason you're suspicious of Boots?
Just it seems a coincidence that we just found a dead soldier from the chain, and suddenly Boots is senior officer. I mean, I like Boots. But is that Boots? What happens if I go look for Xerox and I can't find him?
Mm-hmm. What do you suggest?
I'm way in over my head here.
Yeah, this trip hasn't been so hot for anybody.
I'm just hoping we get the capital alive.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Yeah, see if you can find Xerox. If you can put a pin on him, you come and find me. I'm going to be on the Somnium to talk with the other officers. I'll talk with King about this, and only King. Should have a code word, just in case something happens.
I'm terrible at code words.
Terrible at code words.
Yeah.
Isn't that like your thing?
No.
No?
No, my creativity lies down a different path.
All right.
What about like, oh, fuck.
I say it a lot.
Oh,
There's a lot of reason to say that these days. I'll ask you, when's the last time Big Cat was fed?
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. What do I say?
If something,
If there's something going on, then
on,
Big Cat's hungry.
yeah, Big Cat's hungry. But if everything
Okay.
looks good, nothing's weird, say, Big Cat just got fed.
Got it.
All right.
That's good. Good.
All right. I'll do the same thing with King,
Okay.
because he's green, but I think I trust him. He's walks the straight and narrow,
He's a chronicler.
He's practically
So-
goody two shoes as well.
Got it.
But I'm only gonna talk to King about this right now.
Okay, boss.
All right.
Do me a favor, go get Lars and send him in here.
Yep. Lars.
No. Just Lars.
Just Lars.
Away with your wee
Well,
monkey.
let me get my drink. You wee monkey.
Get your what?
Drink.
You wee monkey.
Away with your wee monkey.
You're gonna walk right in front of the camera. So rude.
It's
Are you?
yeah, fucking playing limbo behind that thing.
Listen, we all have to make sacrifices.
Yep.
All right, so after talking to Angel, at some point shortly thereafter, King, through the normal process of living life on the Somnium Tenebris, goes back to his quarters. And when you walk into your quarters, you see the body of Sweet's retainer, Angel. And his throat's been slit. He's got a dagger in his hand covered in blood. There's blood all over him. It looks like he's been dead for...
More than a minute.
No. Seconds.
No. I revive him.
You have revive?
Yeah, revivify.
You have a revivify?
Yeah.
You have it memorized?
Yeah.
He comes to you.
I also heal him.
King! And he grabs you. He goes, there's some squirrely son of a bitch walking around on this boat disguised as me.
What happened to you?
I came in here to talk to you, and I saw somebody that looked like me. I went for my dagger. We got in a fight. I think I lost, boss. Boss, I think I lost.
Did you get anything from his fighting style, or what did he seem
Fighting
like?
style, like he seemed tough, like tougher than me. Like,
Can I call
I don't want to fuck with it again.
Well,
Or him.
we gotta find him. But is there anybody who can go with you? Keep an eye out. Well, we need to get the other officers in here and talk about this. He was on this ship, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, King, did you just save my life?
Yeah.
So was I was I dead?
You were dead.
Man, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm gonna call them in here so we can talk about that. Did you get any other information? Like, why'd you come here to talk to me?
Man, I don't remember. My everything's getting fuzzier and fuzzier. Why did I come here? There was something important. There was something important I had to tell you. Fuck. I think maybe I need something to drink.
I don't have food and drink right now.
Let me get something to drink. I'll remember.
Well, I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
All right. Is there anybody else that I can send to go call them?
I mean, there are other soldiers working.
Yeah, well, I
down
can
here.
just say, round up the senior officers,
Okay.
send them here, or send them to the mess hall wherever we're going to get the drink.
Okay. Go grab
All right,
those
I'm gonna
ones.
grab them. You can come back. Except Anna. Oh, that worked out perfectly. She actually can't come back.
Welcome back.
I brought everybody back but Anna.
Hello!
You really did.
Yeah.
Where is she?
I told her she's not invited.
That's you did not. She's in the
I
bathroom.
did. You heard me? You heard me say she wasn't
I
invited.
did, but you were.
I said
being
except
serious.
Anna. Where is she?
Well, now you gotta go get Anna.
She's in the bathroom.
Commander, why did your subordinates keep secrets from you?
Angel was dead in my quarters, bro. Well,
What's
you don't
that?
care about that now.
Oh.
But
Angel's
I
dead.
revived him.
Oh, you
I
did?
revived him.
Okay.
But
So,
Whoops.
Is that
one of the soldiers of the chain runs up to each you wherever you are on the Somnium Tenebris or on the Ross's Yellow, and says, "Commander wants to talk to you in the officers' mess on the Dark Dream."
right.
I need you to tell me what happened with Angel because he was dead in my quarters.
Wait, so you guys all arrive, and Angel's with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Angel.
So we're
He's
in
like-
your quarters now?
He's like drinking down some of that ale.
The illithid ale.
Yeah.
His throat was slit on the floor in my quarters.
Angels was?
Angel's was.
So just for context, the conversation we had literally just happened to you.
Okay, got it. How the fuck is that possible? Because I was just talking with Angel in the very bottom deck of the Rosso Cielo, and he was showing me something else.
The Angel and goes, "What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Wait,
It's 10 o'clock.
What?
See you folks next week.
Wait a minute.
God damn.
It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. I said, stream for 90 minutes, take a break, stream for 90 minutes. I'll see you folks.
The angel with his throat slit,
Yes.
dead,
Was-
drinking.
Well, I'm
I
assuming.
revived him. I revived him. I burned his spell slot. I revived him.
He brought him back to life.
Oh, okay.
He brought him back
Missed
to life.
that part.
He brought him back to life, and then Judge said, "I literally just talked to Angel like 30 seconds ago." And when Angel in this room heard that, he stops drinking and looks at Judge and goes, "What the fuck?" So thanks for watching, everybody. I've been threatening to take a vacation, and I don't know. Unfortunately, I cannot say if it's going to be next week. Probably not, because that would be cruel and unusual, I think, at this point. But we're definitely probably not next week, but the week after that. Maybe we'll upload OD&D at that point, but I need some time off. I've been working without a break and often working through my weekends since the Kickstarter started. So I think we'll still be around on Wednesday night, a week from today. And Friday night, we'll be finishing Tarna's NetHack stream. I believe we're either going to ascend Friday night or we're going to die trying. So check that out. And please make sure if you want to watch this on YouTube, or if you want to watch any of the world building stuff, or if you want to watch our Maker, I think we're going to put up our first Maker video pretty soon. We have an edit of the Dragon video that we want to put up, and we have an edit of the first session of OD&D, which we may save until we go on break. That'll all be up on the second YouTube channel, and the first YouTube channel will still be running the game stuff. The campaign diaries will probably stay on my original channel, and any other kind of scripted, direct-to-camera stuff will stay on the original channel. Until next time, peace out.